Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Closer.
Literally.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Let's get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house.
Come on, get it together.
Rabbits in the house. 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 Rabbits
You
in
better
the
get it
house.
together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits
Get
in
it
the
together.
house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits
You
in
better
the
get it together. We gon' get it together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Get together.
Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house. Rabbits in the house.
Come on, Wabbits. You got the shit.
Come on, Wabbits. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Are you hear me? What is happening? Are you hear me? Are you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Hit the like button if you haven't already. All right, all right. We are here. We are rocking out. We are here rocking out. Come on, Wabbits. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Shout out to the chat as I try to get this camera to come back on. There it goes. Um, Having all kind of little issues here. All right, there I go. Shout out to the chat. Here I go. Here I go. How's this thing acting up? Camera's having some. What's going on here? One second. Now it disappeared. Hold on, I'm having some. Hold on, let me try to fix this thing up quick. Fix this thing here. Maybe I need to unplug this thing. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna just reset it. I'm gonna just reset it. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta go off camera for a second because got my swagger dash. Swagger dash. Got my motherfucking smokes. Time is on my side. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Let me put the chat box on the screen. Change that. Are you hear me? Are we here? Are we here? And we're back. And we are back. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Where is my this one? I'll put this up for now. We're gonna put this up for now. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the like button if it has not been hit yet. Let me see who all in here. Let me say what's up to the people before we get started. Let me say what's up. I had on to the wheel. Shout out to Egon Breeze Block. What's going on? Uncle L, salute, bro. Good morning. Good morning. Courtney Peach, what up, boo? Jason with a carrot. Good morning, bro. Steve A, good morning. Let me go up. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Let me go up. Let me go up. Rally Time TV. La la la. La la la. Shout out to Relly. TP, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. Miss Eve, good morning. Highly favored. Highly favored. Highly favored. Good morning. What happened? Yeah. Who's that about? Distracted one. Good morning. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Shout out to the chat. Shout out. T, good morning, T. Before we get to it, I can't go up no more. Let me go down. Back for how long is the question? What's the question again? Oh, you said back for how long? Oh, you're being funny. Egon's being funny. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. All right, today we're gonna be doing a continuation of what we did the last time on this subject of Tiffany Henyard, and we're gonna get to the second part of the meeting that was had from 2021 June 7th. She was only in the office for 1 month at this point, just so that we can get an understanding of the interactions between her and her trustees from early on, so that we can try to get an idea of where did this go wrong? Where did they go wrong? When did this start? When did this banter start? Um, what led to the accusations? Um, a lot of this stuff has been years in the making. What we're seeing now is the result of years of confusion and dysfunction amongst all parties involved, and I think it does us justice to take a look back as far as we can and start there. Um, I think origin stories are crucial because it gives character development. You get to understand why. You get to understand why people are the way they are, or what led them to become who they are. From from heroes to villains, a backstory gives you a different perspective on the character. Whether it's a hero or a villain, a backstory gives you a different perspective of a character, to a point to where even if you don't agree with a villain, you understand why the villain even became a villain. You understand their circumstances. You know, um, yeah. At this point, uh, I could only say allegations because we ain't had the FBI ain't lock her up yet. So when they lock her up, I'm gonna change these allegations to facts. I'm gonna change my words from allegations to facts. So until they charge her, actually convict her of something, I'm gonna just call them allegations as of now. So with time, my words could change, but as of now, I'm gonna call them allegations. Now, what we learned in the last live that we did, going over Tiffany, we learned that a couple of these trustees are new, specifically Kiana Belford, and Brittany Norwood. Um, Two of the trustees, or three of the trustees, Andrew Holmes, uh, Jason House, and Edward Steve, I believe they're kind of seasoned. However, Jason House seems to be the financial uh, uh, person in the group. Um, we'll see how the rest of this plays out, and I'll give my reaction as we go forward. So we're gonna pick up where we left off last time. Hold on. Gonna pick up where we left off the last time, whatever timestamp that was. I have to go check the timestamp real quick. When we left off, they were officially starting the meeting. So everything we heard at that point was, I guess, preliminary. Where we left off was the point where they were officially starting the meeting. Hold on. Hold on. Need to find the timestamp. Oops. Hold on, yeah. 145. Hold on. 146. I think it's 146. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you have not already. I will be dropping the link. Nightbot should be dropping the link. If anyone wants to join this discussion at any time, feel free to. If anyone has any opinions on the subject, feel free to. Feel free to share. Me personally, any opinions I have is based on what I see. So anything dealing with actual evidence and facts of the case and stuff dealing with cases or charges or allegations, I cannot speak to. I'm not privy to how the process works in Dolton. I'm not privy to what the mayor can or cannot do based on laws and ordinances in Dolton. I'm not privy to any clauses or fine prints or any sections in the law that allows the mayor to do certain. I don't know if these things exist or not. And the only way I will find out is when they actually do a real investigation, and then they'll disclose whether or not she was practicing within her powers or whether or not she was unethical. So these are the things I need to see because I don't know. I don't know. According to the mayor says she's confident that she's gonna get through all this and that these allegations are false. The people that are alleging these things, they're saying that they're speaking the truth. So at this point, we gotta let the evidence.
The evidence is going to show.
At this point, we gotta let the evidence show.
The evidence is going
Hold on,
to show.
let me turn this up.
The evidence is going to show.
Yeah. King Victim, what's up? Solstice. So yeah, we gotta watch and see. We gotta watch and see what the evidence from the FBI and all the investigations. We gotta watch that and see what we get as far as the guilty. Now, my stance is professionalism, insubordination, incompetence, disrespect. These are the things that I'm looking at to get an understanding of how professionals cannot have a decent dialogue. You know, to understand at what point does professionals get to the point to where they're not professional anymore. Everything they do is unprofessional. The way they talk is unprofessional. The actions that they do is unprofessional. Everything unprofessional. I want to know, how do a group of lawmakers in the positions of deciding how the community runs, how do they become so dysfunctional? How long has it been this way? You know, so these are the things I want to see because what I'm looking at is a black African American power structure that's in front of the world and showing the world that maybe some of y'all ain't ready for power. Maybe some of you guys ain't ready to rule and govern. Maybe. Maybe some of you guys still need some training. Maybe, you know, because for the life of me, I can't understand it. Not that I can't understand. What I see is a lot of ignorant behavior. So, um, but one thing I know is that when you're doing a job, you're supposed to do your job to the best of your knowledge, the best of your ability. So, I want to know who's doing their job, who's not doing the job, who's not doing their job. You know, is the mayor not doing her job? Is she abusing her power? Is the trustees not doing their job? Are they abusing their power? Are the administration not doing their job? Are they abusing their power? Or is it all of these people that's just not doing their job and abusing their power? These are questions that I had. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Uh, all right. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Now at this point, the meeting's about to start officially. They had some banter, as you will see in the prior live. Mrs. Baker, Nene Faye. They had some banter, as you will see in the prior live. Um, and we're hoping at this point they have come to some sort of common ground, and at least they can move forward with the little missteps or miscommunications they had earlier. And hopefully at this point we can move forward. We can move forward. Hopefully.
On the agenda, discussion and possible action regarding payment of public works equipment, water operator, purchase of 3 pickup trucks. To the actual,
Motion passes 4-2.
right? Moving on to the actual board meeting. So we're gonna start at discussion, which is number 3 on the agenda. Discussion and possible action regarding payment of public works equipment, water operator, purchase of 3 pickup trucks.
Okay, so this one is discussion and possible action for pickup trucks and other things that her administration probably needs for whatever services they're providing. So the basis is discussion and possibly a decision. Let's see how they deal with this one.
On the agenda, discussion and possible action regarding payment of public works equipment, water operator, purchase of 3 pickup trucks. And that's myself, Mayor Henyard, and I'm gonna call Stacy Carell on. He is the superintendent of Public Works. But first, I just want to announce to you guys that Public Works has been suffering for years. We really need to bring that department up to par. They are lacking, whether it's manpower, tools to do their jobs, such as lawnmowers. That's why a lot of residents, when they complain about high grass, we did not have a lawnmower. I would say thank you to Stan Brown over at ZAP. He have partners with us and majority of the vacant lots for us as you guys called in. Currently, we did purchase 2 riding lawnmowers, which has been helping us out, but I will let Stacy speak on his department. I just want to give you an overview of kind of what's going on in Public Works. Last but not least, a lot of you guys know that our water operator has stepped down, and we had to approve another water operator, which you guys have approved in the consent agenda via email. So that's on here for a actual verbal approval. Public Works pickup trucks. Again, they are needed of equipment. I'm gonna let Stacy speak on that. Stacy Corral, you have the floor, sir.
Good evening, board. Mayor, how are you?
Hi.
I will start with the pickup trucks. I am requesting 3 additional pickup trucks to be added to our fleet. We currently have 3. One of them needs to come out of the fleet, out of commissions indefinitely. It has experienced quite a bit of mechanical failures and have been involved with quite a bit of accidents to where it just should not be on the street no longer. Sorry, representing the village of Dolton. The pickup trucks are very important. People usually overlook them. We have a number of dump trucks that we drive on a day-to-day basis that don't have to be on the street. I would rather beat up a pickup truck than a $85,000 to $150,000 dump truck. Most municipalities own at least 6 pickup trucks. Is there any questions about the pickup trucks?
Do you have a price for these pickup trucks?
I'm currently waiting on a package from the dealers. Due to COVID, they're bagged up. You can't just call and get quotes anymore. But they did give me a scope. They're anywhere from $45,000 to $65,000 a piece.
$45,000 to $65,000 a piece. So let's just say we go with the 45. That's $100 and something thousand, bruh. That's $100 and something thousand. That's a lot of money. So these type of requests right here is some heavy requests. So any budget advisor is gonna look at these requests with a side eye, like, And also, we got a new mayor. All the departments are definitely gonna have their hands out, trying to get as much as they can get from the new mayor. So, as a financial guy, you gotta make sure you give what's needed and not just what they want. Because they're gonna make it seem like they need everything. We need this, we need this, we need new this, we need new that. They're gonna have a case for why they need all type of new stuff. However, you gotta make sure that they need them and not just want them, because these things cost a lot of money. Did I hear it was already approved? No, this agenda is up for discussion and possible action. So it's not guaranteed that they will take action on it, but right now it's put out there so that they can have the discussion to decide even whether or not they want to take action. So now these is the mayor's people that's requesting this. So this is the people that's part of the mayor's administration, the public works, the police department, the fire department, all those people. So they're part of the mayor's administration, but they still have to go through the trustees to get the money to get anything. So the mayor is still trying to get these people what they want. So it's basically the mayor becomes like their lawyer. So they make the case, and then the mayor tried to petition for them. Hey, I think you guys should really do this if they need it. Da, 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 da. Ultimately, it's up to the board. Ultimately. So right now, new administration, you start hearing these prices, I expect some skepticism. So it's only right that the trustees question these things. It's only right.
Any other questions as it relates to the pickup trucks?
Okay. Are we seeking any type of funding from somewhere else, or are we able to fund these vehicles within our budget?
Yes. Chris?
Yes, we will be funding these through the COVID monies. So we should have enough to cover the 3 vehicles, assuming they're at 45 each one.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Also, I am requesting from the board to look into the purchase of a front end wheel loader. We currently have two in the department. One of them is down indefinitely, costing at least $15,000 to $20,000 to repair. It is very old. That loader the one that is down does have great trade-in value. So I am requesting the board look into that also. The loader, if anyone does not know, is the largest piece of equipment that the village owns. It's used to clean alleys, load our trucks during the winter with salt, clear debris, and do our street pickup. A municipality of this size usually has 2 to 3, and right now we're down to 1, which is a crippling effect. We cannot keep up with the upkeep of the village with just one loader, and eventually, unfortunately, that loader will also go down from the abuse it endures every day because it doesn't get a break. Is there any questions about the wheel loader?
Price as well.
They go from anywhere from $150,000 to $250,000.
That's a lot of money, bro. So you want damn near another 250,000 on top of the 100,000+. That's 300 and something thousand, damn near 400,000, bro. That's a lot of money. Fats TV, what's up? Evolve May, what's going on? Ken Wood, Carlos Franklin. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I'm just saying it's a lot of money.
But we do have trade-in value on one of our loaders.
And Chris, this will come out of COVID as well, correct?
Yes, we can take it out of COVID money, or we could take it out of the capital money. It would be at the board's discretion.
Okay, so they got different places that they can take the money from. They got different places that they can take the money from. So their option, they got more than one option. They got options. They got options.
So the capital, we still had $300,000, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
All right. Next would be 3 dump trucks. I am requesting the board purchase 3 dump trucks, 1 large dump truck and 2 smaller dump trucks. These specific dump trucks are needed as follows. The larger dump truck is for our main roads, our main drags or main corridors, however you want to word it, in the wintertime, which collect more snow, and it takes a bigger truck to plow those mains due to the size and maybe the snow accumulation. We currently have 1. Most municipalities or public works departments have 2 of each of these vital vehicles or pieces of equipment. Just in case one goes down, we can bag ourselves up with another one. I'm also requesting 2 smaller dumps, which are ideal for pothole patching. The dumps that we currently have are not ideal for pothole patching, and that makes it kind of difficult to service the community with those trucks. At one point, the department did have 1 that was compatible for pothole patching, but it is no longer in the fleet. It has been put out of commission. Is there any questions about the dump trucks? I'm sorry, they also, the price range for the dumps are $65,000 for the smaller dumps and $75,000 for 1 larger dump. Somewhere in the ballpark of $75,000.
Man, you talking about $500,000+ for you alone. For you and your people alone right now. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
So you're requesting 2 smaller dumps and 1 large?
Correct.
The person that's talking is the head of public works, I believe. Stacy is his name.
Thank you.
No problem.
I can chime in on this one. I think there's some equipment that we discussed that we previously approved for the mowers, because I know we need to get with the grass, everything's out was very, very difficult. But I think similar, because I understand we have significant need in the public works department. And as we see with the agenda, there's other items in terms of police department needing new vehicles, as well as fire department and all departments having need. So with the items that we've already approved via email consent.
Kiss my cheeks, what's up? Retro 813.
I'm suggesting.
Is this money for the year? basically, the mayor has just got into office. So this is the new mayor. They're gonna create a new budget and new everything. Everything's about to be new. So the mayor's having a new administration, new everything. So with that comes a whole surplus of money to spend, and the goal is to spend the money wisely, because if you misspend the money, you can end up in a real deficit and mess up the city financially. So there's money there. This is when everybody comes and say what they want and what they need. The task is making sure that you don't overspend the money and spend money that you don't have. That's the task here. That's what the trustees are for.
I would suggest that we move forward with those because I think those were urgent, and the other items I believe we will want to table until we have a physical budget. I know as Chris mentioned, there are different
Fast TV, what's up?
funds, COVID fund and everything else. I would just say let's to make sure that we're giving the proper attention to each department, so that way we're not depleting funds from one department when somebody else may need it. We would want to collectively have a budget in place to start making those kind of decisions. But for urgent needs, I think even absent a budget, we want to address those right away.
All right. So Jason House made a very good argument. You know, he understands the need for these things. Roll Rich, what's up? Jason House, he understands the need for these things and how important it is for the city right now. And he's even willing to move forward with some of these things. But other things that he feel could wait. He wants to put those off until they actually get the physical budget, and then he wants to make the decision. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. I think that's pretty reasonable. The fact is he's willing to compromise. He's willing to pay some, not all, right away. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. He gives his evaluation on why he wants to make that decision, and you know what? I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Anyone else? Okay, so we can break it up into 3 different ways. Do you guys want to do approval for public works equipment, which we already approved, which is the riding lawnmowers? So that, and then we have the water operator. And right now what he's asking for is the pickup trucks. So all the other equipment that he just spoke of, you can put that within the budget.
Oh, so Mayor, if I can, I would motion that we approve the previously email consent approved items, as well as the water, what's the proper title for the water?
Operator.
The water operator. So I would like to couple those two collectively for approval.
I see at least 3 weaves on the panel. So if I want to know about one weave, I better want to know about all the rest. I better want to know, if I want to know about one weave on this panel, I better want to know about the rest of the weaves, because I don't want to be one-sided here. Nurse Petty, what's up?
So that will be my motion.
Okay.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
trustee Brown.
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right.
All right. So, well, wasn't much of a argument there. They came to a compromise, and that one seemed smooth. That one seemed to go smooth.
So next, for the pickup trucks for Public Works, you guys want to vote on this now, or you want to put it in the budget?
Mayor, if we can, my motion on that will be that we table it until the budget has been approved.
Okay, so I'll just pull that item and put it on the budget, which we will be having in 2 weeks, guys. But I'm gonna put that in my announcements as to when the budget is. So next on the agenda,
So even with that, the mayor seems to not have no real issue with the compromise. Seems to be running pretty smooth at this point. That was a lot of money. That was a lot of money. And they didn't argue over it. It was a lot of money, and they didn't argue over it. So that's good.
we have discussion and approval of selling of 2 junk cars and other surplus and dilapidated equipment. Now, this is on here because we have a ton of equipment that does not work within Public Works. And I told Stacy to go out and find people to purchase our bad equipment. So he did that, and I'm gonna let him explain to you guys his findings. Stacy?
Thank you, Mayor. So over the years, Public Works and other departments, vehicles that are no longer good for service or have been involved in car accidents or whatever has happened to them have ended up in the Public Works yard. These dump trucks and other municipal vehicles is a great source of income, I believe, and it definitely can be used towards equipment and if not a down payment on something new. None of them can be salvaged. Most of them are 10 to 20 years old. I was able to receive 2 quotes for 2 vendors that will come and get the vehicles. And the third one did not respond. Is there any questions from the board?
Did they give you an amount?
Yes. I don't have it in front of me. Mayor, do you happen to have it in front of you?
Well, let me go to it. Equipment.
I believe it might have been somewhere in the $6,000 area.
I think one on here. I'm looking for the other now. One on here.
Is that for the vehicle, Stacy?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so 6,000 per vehicle, and you said we had 2?
No, collectively.
Okay. For
That
the
was
2 vehicles,
collectively.
correct?
They are junk. So they're going off of junk prices. So whatever the price of junk and metal is right now, they came up with a package for all of them.
Okay, and how many was that again?
I believe 8 vehicles. I'm not exactly sure because I don't have it.
I found it. So they're asking $500 per dump truck. It's 7 dump trucks and $300 per car. Grand total of $6,200. Any questions? So basically what we're looking for today is approval to get rid of all of our equipment. Is there a motion and a second?
A motion. Second.
A motion and second by Holmes and Steves.
Yeah.
Call the roll.
Trustee Holmes,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
and trustee Holmes. I'm sorry, Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Brown. Motion passes.
Keep the change.
Moving on to.
Moving on. That's a no-brainer. They selling something to get money. Do it. That's a no-brainer. This one ain't spending money right now. This is to get some money for the city. Of course they're gonna go with that. So that's a no-brainer.
Discussion and possible action regarding the purchase of 4 police vehicles. Once again.
All right. We're talking about 4 police vehicles now. That might cost some money. 4 police vehicles. That might cost some money. So let's see what happens here.
Moving on to discussion and possible action regarding the purchase of 4 police vehicles. Once again, our Police department is in need of police cars, police bikes. We need to try to make them whole along with police officers. I'm gonna turn the floor over to Chief Collins so he can explain his need of police vehicles. Chief Collins?
Okay, I'm making this request because an assessment of the fleet, we have aging vehicles that literally some of them are driven 24 hours a day because there's 3 shifts. We do not have spare vehicles that we can swap out so we can stop driving cars for three shifts in a row. And if a car breaks down, we will be left without, especially when we have more officers on the street, which is the goal, to have more boots on the street. But with that, they need vehicles to drive. And some of our vehicles are on their last legs, and we also need to replace those and just add to the fleet. So I'm making this request so that we can have a police department that's mobile without having to spend a lot of money on maintenance to repair old vehicles.
Chief, this is Trustee Brown. One question. I think there was a quote for at least about 33,000 per car, correct?
So with
32 roundabout.
That is the base model of the car that has no emergency lights or equipment in it. That is just the base model from the dealer. So a package to install a complete emergency lighting kit and setup would be an additional $10,000.
So we say about 43,000 per vehicle.
That is about average, yes.
A lot of money. 43,000 times 4. Yeah, it's a lot of money. Almost 200,000, 160 plus thousand. Probably more than that. Kiss my cheeks. This is the first month she was in office. So she got in office May 8th. This is June 7th. This is June 7th. So this is pretty much 1 month into her what would they call that? Her seat. So she only been there for 1 month at this point.
Okay.
I agree that the requests do sound reasonable. It's a city. These things are necessities, and they do cost a lot. Sometimes though, these administrations, try to get things that cost more than what they really need to cost, or they'll try to request stuff that they really don't have a necessity for, and those things cost, and it comes out of the budget, and then it's all about the people at the end of the day, whether or not they feel it's right to spend that money on that, and then the trustees got to look at whether or not this money is worth spending, and whether or not it will cause any problems in the budget for anything else. Because if they got to take money from one place to fund something else, then you got a problem. If you got to take away from something to give to something else because of the spending, then you're gonna have a big problem.
Now, Chris, would this funding come out of COVID as well?
There's a few areas that the village could use to cover that. One is COVID, one would be capital, and then there's also the possibility of using some forfeiture funding for some of those vehicles due to the laws relating to forfeiture funding.
Okay.
If I can, well, Chief, I thank for the explanation on this one. Similarly, I think our Superintendent Carell outlined a few significant needs in the water department. Similarly, we know that the police department needs it. So there are several funds, as Chris mentioned, that we can pay from. However, I want to make sure that we have a crystal clear plan so that by the time it comes to the board, we know which fund we're paying from, what it's going to do, and what that impact would be. So my suggestion would be that we, similar to the previous request, table that till we have the budget so that we have kind of a clearly laid out plan of what the priorities are and where the funding is coming from.
I mean, that sounds like a reasonable concern. NC Lady B1. That sounds like a reasonable concern. Um, I can't really argue with that. If you wanna wait, um, just so that you can be sure, absolutely. I don't see nothing wrong with that request.
Okay, my suggestion to that, especially with the police officers, is that we really need the cars, guys. I think that the board should consider that. We just hired, what was it, six new officers? So we got to give them something to drive instead of waiting on the budget. Chris is our finance guy, which we all look forward to when he tell us something that the funds are there. I did check and they are there. So I will hope the board would support him getting his vehicles approved. And just so you guys know, it takes, is it a month, Chief, to get the vehicles once you go out to buy them? How long will it take to get the vehicles?
Yeah, once you purchase the vehicle, we send it to the outfitter, and the outfitter, because a lot of police departments use the same outfitter, you could be waiting on that vehicle for up to a month before you get it back.
Okay.
Okay, so all right. With that being said, being that they saying that the process takes a long time, um, it seems like they're saying there's a sense of urgency here to try to get this out as soon as possible. Now, Mr. House wants he wants to make sure the budget comes in first before he makes that decision. But what we just learned is that they can make decisions before the budget comes because they just did. They just decided to pay for something before they even got the budget. So um, they are capable of making those decisions, right? But they don't have to. He can wait till the budget comes. But what the mayor and the police chief is saying is that there's a sense of urgency because of the process. So if the money's there and we can make these decisions, let's make this one of these priority decisions that we we pay for even before the budget, like how we did for the other stuff. Let's make this one of those because the other stuff maybe we can the other stuff maybe might not be that high on the priority list and we can budget that differently. But let's focus on these things as a priority. Um that's where they at with it. Now the thing is, it's not absurd. They just did it, so they can do it again if they wanted to in this case. If they decide not to, it's at their discretion. However, they can do it. They just did it for the public works, so they can do it.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Sure. Go ahead, Trustee Holmes.
Well, I would hope that the board considers to move forward, with purchasing these vehicles. I mean, we want to enhance the quality of life and we want this village to grow. So in saying that, along with the new hires, we need these vehicles ASAP. We have older vehicles that is breaking down, constantly going to the maintenance shop. We need to uplift that police department as well as our other departments to have the newest equipment that we can afford, that we can get to service the constituents in the village of Dolton. If the vehicles that we have already are constantly breaking down, then how are we going to service the people here? Let's help ourselves, help this village, and now hopefully the board can approve the cars that we need.
All right, well, here goes Trustees Holmes' position on that thing. Are these meetings made available for townspeople to witness or not? These meetings are live. These meetings are live. Um, at some point in these meetings, they usually have a point where they address or they take questions or comments from the viewers. This is in 2021 during COVID, so at this time they didn't have in-house meetings. However, people were able to view this on Zoom, on live, and interact in the chats. They have staff members who were taking questions as the people were having comments and stuff, and they're keeping track of it. So this was made. All of these are made public, every one of them.
So, Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Sure. Go ahead, Trustee House.
I would say, again, so my suggestion on table, and if I would say that there's an urgency, I would suggest the urgency be around presenting and approving a budget first. So if we can get that done, a lot of this becomes really straightforward and crystal clear. Even in Chris's statement, he mentioned we can pull it from CapEx, forfeiture funds, or COVID funds, which to me indicates there still is not a concise, we don't even know which fund we're approving from. So I would, again, encourage we do a budget, have a clear plan of where the funds are going to come from, and then from there we would move forward. And if the budget is going to be approved within 2 weeks, then by next board meeting we can be talking about it. So I recognize the needs, but Superintendent Carell outlined significant need in their department, and I was sure if we went to Chief McCain, he would outline significant need there. So the budget lays out what our priorities are, where we're going to go, and how we're going to get the funding. So I would encourage that the first priority be the budget, and let's move on that expeditiously, and then we can start making decisions that do not discount, do not prioritize one department over another.
And that's interesting. Why didn't you say that for the prior public works before you decided to give them something? Because it's fair until it's not fair. That position is absolutely fair before you gave anybody anything. You just gave these people $100,000. You just gave public works like $100,000. And I feel like at that point you should have said, you know what? We understand there's a significant need in public works, but you know what? Let's prioritize this budget so all this stuff can be easy. Let's prioritize this budget so all this stuff can be easy, all right? And that's pretty much, because what he just said made sense. He said, well, the public works people going to have significant needs, the fire department, the safety department, everybody's going to have significant needs. So let's just get this budget, let's make that a priority, and then we can go. Well, that's what I'm saying. So why wasn't that for the public works? Some parts was already approved. You want to go forward on the approved parts. I'm not sure if all the parts of the first part was approved, because he said he wanted 3 dump trucks. That was the last thing, and they didn't take those. The last 3 things, but they had something the first time, and then they wanted a front wheel, and then they wanted a loader. So some of those things got approved, except for the dump trucks. Like the last 3 things, they didn't approve the trucks, but he got the loader and the other stuff. So if it was if this is for the budget thing, no problem, right? So the thing is, somebody just got something. Everybody coming up, right? And they want something. The person before you just got something. He ain't get everything he wanted, but he got something. So when you go up, even if you don't get everything you wanted, you expect to get something. If you don't get nothing, it looks like you gave them something and you ain't give me nothing. That's going to be what it looks like, right? But I definitely understand his position on the budget. And the budget's now, at this point, because of what he's saying, the budget needs to be the priority. Let's get this budget. Let's see if we can get it before 2 weeks. Because if I'm the mayor, because this is what they want, this is what they need, let's get that. Let's hurry up and get that. And so we can get this stuff rolling. You know what I mean? So the mayor has a sense of urgency because of the whole the time and it would take and all that. But let's see. Sunrise 71. Good morning. Good afternoon.
So I think that we should approve the vehicles because they need it. We just hired the officers. So I don't think we should wait another 2 weeks to get approval when you guys know we're not having another board meeting because we actually on summer break for a month. So we don't come back to meet in July. So you guys will have.
Okay, I got to take that in consideration. They're not going to have another meeting until July because they're having a summer break, and they're not going to have another meeting until July. So this is June 7th. This is the beginning of June. And if this don't get done now, they're not going to be able to make a decision on it for another month. Now, on the sense of urgency, there's going to be a delay. There's going to be a delay. On the sense of urgency, there's going to be a delay in this case. So, if this doesn't get done now, it's going to create a delay. Just understanding what she's saying, whether they care about it or not, or whether it matters to them that much or not, it's up to them. But understanding what she's saying, there's a sense of urgency. There will be a delay.
To look at your emails and make sure that you are in tune with what's going on in the village. The entire month. This is like our last official board meeting before mid-July. So I'm asking for their support, Chief Collins, getting him his car so that his officers can do their job effectively. Yes, everyone has a need. We just helped out Public Works by giving them riding lawnmowers. So we did that for him. And then also we need to do something for the police chief, which is make sure that he is equipped for his new hires. So I will hope the board don't sit on this or make them wait, because it do take time to outfit the vehicle, which you just heard him state. We do have the funds, as you heard from Chris, in several different accounts. We can pick and choose which fund you want to take it from, but they do have their own fund that we can buy the vehicles out of. But I would like to start with an agreement with whatever company he chose to buy the cars from, so that we can start getting them shipped here to the village.
Okay. So ultimately, she would like to start with an agreement. An agreement right now don't mean the funds coming out of our pocket. It just means that we're going to do it. It just means that we're assuring you that we're gonna take care of it. I think that's sufficient at this point. Even if they don't leave with the actual paperwork to go put it through, they left with the knowledge that we gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Um, uh, I don't see an issue with an agreement at this point. An agreement that we're going to do it is a surety. With that, you can go and make negotiations. At least with an agreement, you can make negotiations. You can go and start talking to companies and actually negotiating, getting quotes and stuff, and actually getting things balling getting things rolling, even if it's just paperwork with an agreement. So I don't see nothing wrong with that at this point.
Anybody else with any other comments? Okay. There was a motion and a second, Clerk Key?
No, we didn't do a motion and second on this.
Okay. Is there a motion and a second to approve the purchase of 4 police vehicles?
I motion.
Is there a second?
Womp womp.
Okay. Hearing none.
They said no. Yeah. Not good enough.
Motion dies. Moving on. So next on the agenda.
All right. Well, no argument there. She didn't get it. They didn't get it. It is what it is. Moving on. All right. Let's see how this goes.
Is discussion and possible action regarding repairs of roof for the Village Hall, Water Department, Fire Department, stations 1 and 2.
All right, so we got discussion and possible action on leaking roofs. Leaking roofs. Roofs that are leaking. Let's see how it goes. Based on what I just heard from Mr. House, anything they say at this point, any bill you put up, you're gonna hear the same thing from me. After hearing Mr. House's position, Mr. Jason House, after hearing his position, basically he doesn't really want to spend any money right now until he has a physical budget that he can go off of. At this point, then everything that comes up now is gonna get the same answer. Well, yeah, I understand the need, but let's just get this budget and then we'll move on with that. That's pretty much should be every answer for the rest of the meeting on his part. And if that's the position that he took, I can't be mad at him because he already set that standard. But if he changes it, it's gonna look bad. Like, yo, you just said for anybody that he denied, if he decides to give somebody else after that, if he give anybody anything after that, the other people that didn't get, they're gonna be like, but you just said you wasn't trying to spend no money till the budget. They're gonna be looking at that like, what type of stuff is this, bro? You just said you wasn't trying to spend no money till the budget. How you talking about this is okay? You know what I mean? So it's gonna create some confusion and start making people side eyeing. So you gotta be careful. Jason gonna have to keep that course. Jason gonna have to take that course and just steady that course, man.
So I'm looking for a motion to approve fixing the roofs at the following. Is there a motion to fix the roofs?
Mary, do we have a cost for this?
I gotta put a motion on the floor first, then we can discuss.
For a discussion, so for discussion purposes, I motion that we discuss the approval of roofs.
Second.
Okay. And you see how this thing work? You gotta put a motion just to talk, man. Hey, I motion that we talk about this. Anybody second that motion? If nobody second that motion, we don't get to talk about this. Really? That's how. Oh man, they got a process, man.
The approval of roofs.
Second.
There's a motion and second. Any discussion?
Mayor, if I could be recognized.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I would say again, similar on this, and it kind of ties into my previous point. There were 4 bids presented in our package. The most cost-efficient bid was $288,000 from my reading of it. That gets to be approved. My understanding, and speaking with Chris, is that there is funds available for this project. However, again, we do not have the budget, has not been presented to the board. It's not been approved. And just from a matter of clarity, I would again urge that the urgency be that the budget be approved, so that way everybody, the residents, the board, and everybody can be comfortable in moving forward on this item.
Okay. It seems like he knows the money's there. He just don't want to spend it until he knows where all the money's gonna be distributed. But it seems like he knows that the money is in there to cover it. He just wants the budget so that he knows where the rest of the money is going, so that, hey, I get it. But sounds like he knows the money is there. The money is there. It's not an issue about the money being there. He just doesn't feel comfortable approving those things until he knows where the rest of the money is going and where everything else is allocated to. I get it. Now, understanding that you know there's more than enough money in there, are you willing to make any exceptions based on the sense of urgency? Being that you know that there's more than enough money in there to cover all that stuff, are you willing to make any exceptions depending on how urgent the situation is?
That's my comment. Thank you, Mayor.
Right. The thing about it is they have options. So it's not like they don't know where it's going to come from. They're saying that we can take it from here, we can take it from here, or we can take it from here. But there's places we can take it from. So I guess ultimately that decision will be decided when they have the sit downs and stuff like that. I guess they just want approval.
Anyone else? Okay, so as you know, we've been discussing leakage within Village Hall, fire department, and also the police department for several months that I've been on this board, even when I was a trustee. So here we are once again, able to do something about it and make the employees feel safe and feel comfortable with coming to work. I don't know if you guys did a tour of any of our facilities within the village. The police department, I feel bad for them. Their whole entire locker area is leaking. The basement where you guys' offices are going to be is leaking as well. So the firehouse, if any of you have been following the previous board meetings, spoke of mold, leakage, roof repairs, patch jobs throughout my, I want to say 2 years, year or so, being a trustee. So I think that we should take action and do something about it. If you guys want to hold off again, that's up to you guys. You are the board of trustees, but I want you guys to know the urgency as it relates to doing repairs and fixing things when employees speak on it and showing them that we do care and we're not going to keep putting them off to another board meeting until we do this, until we do that, because we can always, again, speak to one another, get on one accord as it relates to how we move, what funds it come out of, and we would have more structure as of today.
So the question is, it now I want to know, well, is there basically there's an opportunity for them to actually decide where it's going to come from and all that before they even have these meetings. So this is information that I'm learning right now. So there's opportunities for them to get actual straight answers, exact numbers and stuff like that prior to these meetings. So what I'm hearing is that if they work together prior to coming to these meetings, they can have some good understanding, so that by the time they get to these meetings, they probably wouldn't have no misunderstandings or any uncomfortability on making any decisions. So I think basically there should be a communication, and it seems like that's not out of line. It seems like that's something that they allow. They allow for them to have these conversations or communications prior to these meetings in order to get certain things exactly answered, any clarification, any amendments. It seems like prior to these meetings, they have opportunities to get any of the information that they wanted before they come to these meetings. So that's important to know. That's important to know.
So I am asking for a motion to approve fixing Village Hall, Fire Department, and Police Station. Anybody have any other discussion?
Mayor, may I be recognized?
Sure, go ahead, Trustee.
In regards to the roof, I think that my concern is what I'm hearing, and being a new trustee, it seems itself.
Being a what? So we got new trustees. What were you before a trustee? So she's new. Not just new to the job here, but new to trustees. She's a new trustee. Does she understand how trustees work? Jason seems to be like the seasoned one here. Kiana's new. So they might not know how this works, but Jason know how this works, and they're gonna trust in Jason because Jason is the veteran trustee. They're new. They're gonna follow his lead because he should know how this goes. And yeah.
In regards to the roof, I think that my concern is what I'm hearing and being a new trustee, it seems as if everything revolves around budget is what I'm learning. So I don't think that.
All right, seems like on the job training right now. She says everything seems to revolve around budget is what I'm learning. What you learning? So you learning from these conversations right now on how this thing go? We got a problem. So she's learning from their interactions right now on how this works. So it's like, I didn't know that. That's not. I thought you guys are governing millions of dollars, possibly billions. She's learning on the job. She's learning as she go right now.
Concern is what I'm hearing and being a new trustee, it seems as if everything revolves around budget is what I'm learning. So I don't think that for myself, I think my main concern is making sure that it's in the budget.
Bro, she's going off of Jason. Because she's learning from what he's saying and what they're discussing. And to her, based on what Jason's saying, well, we should be focused on a budget. No, lady, that's Jason's feelings. That's how he feels about the situation. You can actually vote differently than Jason and make this go through. All of y'all can. Y'all don't have to go with Jason. I'm just letting you know. Because you think that it has to go the way Jason says because you might feel that that's the right way. But hey, just to let you know, you guys can decide whatever y'all want on the situation. You don't have to go with. Look, listen, I don't think she gets it.
Is what I'm learning. So I don't think that for myself, I think my main concern is making sure that it's in the budget. Because we don't have a budget, that is making it a little bit harder for us to approve some things because it's like agreeing to something that we don't know is there at this moment. So in regards to the city, in regards to the police officers,
Can we hear it first? You hearing what I'm hearing? I'm reacting to what I'm hearing. You can we hear it first? No, you can't hear it first.
it a little bit harder for us to approve some things because it's like agreeing to something that we don't know is there at this moment. So in regards to the city, in regards to the police officers, in regards to the roofs, I do understand that we have immediate concern, but I think what Trustee House was saying is that the sooner we get
You need to hear it first because because if you listen to what she's saying, the first part of I'm learning, that's what I was focused on because that's what she said. The other part now, hold on. We can get to that. Just understand. She just said she learning. Who's she learning from? Clearly. I spoke to her learning, ma'am, sir.
So I don't think that for myself, I think my main concern is making sure that it's in the budget. Because we don't have a budget, that is making it a little bit harder for us to approve some things because it's like agreeing to something that we don't know is there at this moment. So in regards to the city, in regards to the police officers, in regards to the roofs, I do understand that we have immediate concern, but I think what Trustee House was saying is that the sooner we get a budget, the sooner we can address and we'll know what we can prioritize and what we have. So that's my thing. I
know what Trustee House was saying. But your thing is what Trustee House is saying. Because Trustee House is saying it. Because you're learning that that's how it works. But what you don't understand is that it don't work that way. That's just one of the possibilities.
Trustee House was saying is that the sooner we get a budget, the sooner we can address and we'll know what we can prioritize and what we have. So that's my thing. I want to make sure that it's in the budget before approving things so I know that we can afford it. I mean, I don't want to say that we can't afford something, but I haven't seen a budget, so I don't know what we can afford without me seeing the budget because I'm not sure. So in regards to the roof, I would just like to wait until we have the budget so that I can see that it's in the budget, and then I can be sure we're making that decision.
Absolutely.
Okay. So to answer your question, as a trustee, you can go to any department head, speak to them. You can go to Chris, who's our finance guy, and talk to him as relates to any budget item. When I became mayor, I sat down with Chris, went over the budget every week. We still going over the budget currently. So that's how I know that all the funds are available, how I know which accounts the money can come out of. He's on the line, and you guys can ask him the same questions that I asked him, because I would never spend something that I don't have. I don't even do that with my personal life. So what I'm saying to you is that we do have the money. I don't want us to keep pausing or saying we're going to wait on the budget, wait on this. And then as I spoke to Trustee House, I told him he had a finance meeting, and I know he know more than anybody the dollars that we do have available.
So, Brittany, what you don't know, Brittany, is that Jason knows all the dollars that's there. And you don't know because you're not on the finance committee, it seems like. So you might need to do the trustee work and go get this information before you get to the meeting. Because you see what's on the agenda. Talk to that nigga. Excuse me. Talk to what's his name? What's the financial advisor name, dude? Talk to him. Get some information. Learn how this works so that we don't be up here not knowing how this goes.
Here in the village. So that's why I'm kind of like, don't understand why we keep pausing every time something come on the agenda for a vote as relates to building community or fixing our house, which is public works, housing, police. All them departments has been underserved and didn't have anything happen or given to them. So what I'm trying to do now is make everyone whole and show community that we do care as a board and we are doing something about it. But every time something come up, it seems like we stagnant, we pausing. But we got every reason of why not instead of why we should. So I will hope the board will entertain this. If y'all want to put it into budget, I'm fine with that. Whichever way the board chooses, I'm going to be okay. But
now, as a question to leadership, look at her try to assert some leadership here and try to speak up as to how they should handle things and how they should not handle things. I don't know if she's disrespectful or, well, I don't think she's disrespectful. I think now she's starting to say how she feels about some of these things. But at this moment, she might be asserting some leadership right now. She might be asserting some leadership right now. Let's see how this works out.
So I will hope the board will entertain this. If y'all want to put it into budget, I'm fine with that. Whichever way the board chooses, I'm going to be okay. But I just want the residents to know that it is up for a vote. And if the board chooses to wait to the budget, then so be it. Chris is on here. Chris?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay. Can you just give a statement to what you and I have been talking about and going over the budget and making sure that we have all the monies that I've been asking for today to pay for the items on the agendas. I was just trying.
The budget hasn't been created yet, Nurse Petty. Pick and Choose TV, what's up? The budget hasn't been created yet. However, they have funds available that they can use before the budget is even approved. And she wants them to use that. And Jason doesn't want to. And now Brittany doesn't want to.
Trying to reassure them that we have money for public works, the police department, and so can you just get them?
As far as the transparency with this, Kiss My Cheeks, Jason is on the head of the finance committee. He knows all the numbers. He knows all the numbers. He knows all the numbers. So it's not a question of he don't know the numbers. He knows the numbers.
I was just trying to reassure them that we have money for public works, the police department, and
Well, TP, if you remember from the previous live when Tiffany was talking to Tammy, Tiffany said if we could actually meet up, because I've tried to reach out to you many times to build a bridge so that we don't have these issues in public. And she said, you don't answer the phone for me. And she said, you answer the phone for anything else. So it seems like there's an issue where they don't communicate with the mayor. And it's, at least with Tammy, we hear of the mayor reaching out and Tammy don't pick up her phone for the mayor. We have to take these things into account. They don't listen to her because she ain't their boss. So they do. I mean, she can request these things, but she can't make them do it. All she can do is ask them to work with her at this point.
Items on the agendas. I was just trying to reassure them that we have money for public works, the police department, and so can you just give them an overview?
Yes, we have been going over the budget, and we are.
Kiss my cheeks. That's my assessment from watching this. From early on, it seems like to me. Yeah.
Working on getting a clear, concise budget that is available for all the trustees to review, balanced budget to fund all of these various tasks of the various departments, the needs of the various departments.
Hold on, let me hear that one more time.
Trustees to review are working on getting a
department, and so can you just give them an overview?
Yes, we have been going over the budget, and we are working on getting a clear, concise budget that is available for all the trustees to review, balanced budget to fund all of these various tasks of the various departments, the needs of the various departments.
Yeah.
Can I be recognized?
All right, Chris, you done?
Yep, unless anyone has a question for me.
Okay, go ahead, Trustee Belcher.
I agree with Trustee Norwood because this is something that we're new to. So
Bro, they don't know how this works. They don't know how this works. Like, are they even qualified for this position? You're gonna look up to Mr. House as a role model because you're under the impression that he knows how this works because he's been there for years. So, man,
is a lot of questions, but I agree with Trustee Norwood because this is something that we're new to. So there is a lot of questions, but last finance committee meeting, Chris was on that meeting, and when he gave his explanation of different things that was going on, although it was a surplus, he still said, well, it's a lot of different things that needed to be paid. So we would, we didn't see a lot. So has a miraculous amount of money came in that
a miraculous amount of money. Sound like she know the numbers.
well, it's a lot of different things that needed to be paid. So we would, we didn't see a lot. So has a miraculous amount of money came in that has made all this stuff happen? Because if we go back to last month, he was kind of saying we need to watch what we do. We still have we have the police, the fire, the police clerks, all of those who are bargaining agreement haven't been out, and we still have to back pay. And he went through this list of things that would make it seem as if we were, although it was a surplus, it wasn't a lot. So for us to come here now and it's like, oh, we got money for this, oh, we got money for that, oh, we got money for this, has lump sum of money come in?
Okay.
Chris?
Yes. So I'm sorry if I confused everyone. One of the things that I spoke about last month is we are starting the negotiation process for the various unions. Once those negotiations happen, based on what happened in the past experience, usually there are raises to the various unions, which means that your guys' payroll will be increasing. So those are one of the things we do need to be realistic as to our spending. Now, in the budget, we are taking into account what that exact issue that we are going to be negotiating with the unions, and there are probably going to be raises coming. So those are being included in the conversation for the budget. So those are included in the overall, when we are funding the budget and planning the budget, we are including those concepts in the budget.
So when Chris is speaking to them and he's telling them we have the money for something, it's because Chris knows the numbers and Chris done put everything into account already, and he's letting them know we have it. Now, if you don't believe Chris, just be like, Chris, send over to me the information that you got so we can see it. That's one way.
Okay, thank you so much. I just wanted clarity because from the last finance meeting, those were concerns that were brought up because an example you even referred to was that the sergeants had just got some type of break.
I'm not sure if they're able to state the numbers. And I'm not sure if she wants to state the numbers publicly. But the numbers is something that every one of them have access to. They can get the numbers. So to not get the numbers, maybe if you went to try to get the numbers and couldn't get it, that'll be an issue. But if you can get it, then get it. Go get it.
Or something, and 10 people cost
Hold on, let me
$200,000.
go back
Example,
to it.
thank you so much. I just wanted clarity because from the last finance meeting, those were concerns that were brought up because an example you even referred to was that the sergeants had just got some type of raise or something, and 10 people called.
She was confused over what he was mentioning about the pay. He gave her clarification and let her know all those things are already incorporated when they say we got the money for these other things. So just in case she had any misunderstanding, he gave her some clarity. So those things are already included in Chris's calculations. Chris is the finance guy. They got to go to Chris to get all the information to be sure, and they can look it over to be sure that Chris know what he's talking about. And Jason has all the numbers. Jason himself can go over it.
Because an example you even referred to was that the sergeants had just got some type of raise or something, and 10 people cost $200,000. So those are things that we have to look at. We just had something where somebody is retiring and we're paying out a substantial amount of money. So those are things I think that we're looking at. We don't know because I'm gonna say myself, don't know because I've never been in planning the municipal budget before.
She never even been in planning a municipal budget before. She don't know nothing about nothing about her job right now. This is on the job training right now. Who's training her? Because she don't know about none of this stuff. She's never done. I'm like, how do these people get these positions?
Those are things I think that we're looking at. We don't know because I'm gonna say myself, don't know because I've never been in planning the municipal budget before, although I've been to the meetings. That's where I think a lot of myself and Trustee Norwood's concern is in reference to.
Why y'all speaking for each other, bro? See, you see what I'm saying? Trustee Norwood said, so what I think Trustee House is saying, and now Kiana over here, yeah, what I think Brittany is saying, and I'm like, yo, why y'all speaking for each other? But okay.
In planning the municipal budget before, although I've been to the meetings, that's where I think a lot of myself and Trustee Norwood's concern is in reference to these items. Thank you so much though for answering the question.
Okay,
Mayor, if I may be recognized again, please.
okay, one second. Let me get Scott out real quick, and then I got you. Scott,
Okay.
are you on?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, residents. Going over everything with these roofs with the buildings, we have a time limit on these proposals, and then they're not going to be no good no more. Then I'm gonna have to go through all this again and get everything redone because the prices of materials are changing daily. The other thing is you know, the longer we let these roofs go the way they're going, right now we don't have to replace the decking. When we have to replace the decking, these prices are going to go up probably $500,000. And this has been going on for 6.5 years that I've been here. That I've been putting band-aids on these roofs, and we need to address this like ASAP. I mean, the companies are not going to hold the bids they put out. We're already past the 15 days on some of them now. And they've been calling me on a daily basis because the material prices are skyrocketing. And you know, there's materials right now that they're limited. They're not even selling companies a lot of the stuff that we need to do this job. So my professional opinion, I would ask the board to please put this in as an like as a priority to get this passed. Because we have buildings that are it's going to cost us a lot more later on if we keep passing this back 2 weeks and then another 2 weeks. Because we pass it back another 2 weeks, it's going to be 4 weeks. And then these proposals, I'm going to have to get more people out. A lot of people ain't going to come back out. Because there's companies out there wanting money to even come out and give us a bid on these. And these are the only 4 that I could get without giving us a bid. I mean, charging us to come out and give us a bid on the projects.
And Scott, can you talk about Station 2, which is our firehouse, is currently closed due to the fact of the roof issue? Can you explain to the board?
Station 2 has been a tear off for the last 6 years that I've been here. It's already had 3 roofs put on it. It's bubbling. It's leaking through every crevice it can possibly do. It's starting.
What's going on with Trustee Steve over there, man? He's doing a lot of movement.
It cause structural damage to the walls and stuff now because the water's going in places it shouldn't be during the wintertime. And it's expanding and busting the joints on the brick mortar. So now we got walls separating and everything else. So Station 2 in the police station, all the 3 stations, in my opinion, really need to be addressed tonight.
Okay.
All right, so according to the roofing guy, there's a sense of urgency about these roofs, these roofs. You know, I'm West Indian. I say roof. Roof. So these roofs. To this guy, the roof is a priority above everything right now. He says the way he looks at it. I'm not a finance guy, so some of you guys might work in finance, so y'all might understand some of this language about surplus and all that. So I said, he said they have a specific quote. They should be able to specify account. It will come from the trustees can make a decision. If it's a surplus, spend on the roof, not police cars. If they spend right now, their raises will be compromised. House has led them to wait on the budget. Do y'all think that's actually a thing there? That if they spend right now, their raises could be compromised? Is that even a thing? And if that might be the reason for them making their decision, wouldn't that be kind of selfish? But then again, that, in my opinion, that would be kind of selfish. But how far are you willing to go to save your raise? Are you willing to let something that's urgent not go, not get approved just to make sure that your raise is secured? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how urgent this is, but according to Scott, this is real urgent. Raises come with the surplus. There, but that's what I'm saying. Chris said that they already factored all the raises in. That depends on who you are. Right, right, right. You know, you want to make sure you've been working for all these years. You want to make sure your money's secure for sure. You know what I mean? You don't get a raise when the company does bad. Okay, absolutely, absolutely. Hey, listen. Um, they can do it if they want to. They don't feel comfortable doing it. That in a nutshell, if they want to, they can. They don't feel comfortable doing it, and they stated their reasons why.
Thank you, Scott. Any board member, anybody got any more comments, questions?
Oh, Mayor, if I may.
Yes, go ahead, Trustee.
Yeah, my official, because I know we wanted to make sure we're discussing it. I'm gonna take full under appreciation of what Scott mentioned as the expert in that realm, similar as we've taken Superintendent Carell's expertise. So we're not challenging the amount. So I would again have the urgency be that we get a budget in place quickly so that we can address these things. I don't think anybody is in disagreement of the need, but everybody wants to make sure that we have the funding available so we don't run into a position where.
I think that's the wrong words when he says have the funding available. I think that's the wrong words because he, more than anybody else, knows the funding's available. I think he wants to make sure he knows where all the money is going, you know, in its entirety first. You know, I think because by him saying that he want to make sure we have the funding. If anybody knows we got the funding, is you. So that wrong choice of words. You just want to see where all the money is gonna be allocated before you make any of these type of decisions. That's what you should say.
So that we can address these things. I don't think anybody is in disagreement of the need, but everybody wants to make sure that we have the funding available so we don't run into a position where we're having this conversation about payroll. So my
goddamn payroll, bro. Goddamn payroll. Seems like some of y'all know what y'all talking about. Goddamn payroll, man. He needs to see where all the money going first, man. So it's really not about whether or not they have the money. They got the money. But he just needs he need to make sure some things all right, it is what it is. Goddamn payroll.
in disagreement of the need, but everybody wants to make sure that we have the funding available so we don't run into a position where we're having this conversation about payroll. So my official motion is that we table this item until we have a budget.
Second.
Okay.
Trustee Steve, second that. Quick, second. Second.
I think we should take into consideration and urgency that we really need to get these roofs on here because we're going to be worse off if these roofs collapse on some of these employees, and we're going to be looking at a liability risk. So that's something to think about. I think we should move forward. If Chris saying we have it in the budget and we can do this, I think we can save ourselves some liability because I would hate to see this going across nationally that, hey, 6 or 7 police officers up there and the roof done collapse or over at Public Works or somebody and our employees, not less than we have.
What's up with Steve and all these Steve, why you doing all this stuff, man? Steve doing the most, bro.
Nationally, that, hey, 6 or 7 police officers up there and the roof done collapse, or over at Public Works or somebody, and our employees, not less than we have a citizen come in and these roofs collapse. These roofs have been decaying for years. They just been spot putting them together, and we need to get them up for safety.
Yeah, I definitely feel House and Holmes have valid point. The rest, the other two is parrots. Kanisha and Brittany, they just parrots. But Holmes and House, they got valid points for each side. You know what I'm saying? The question now would be actual priority. Is this thing so bad that we need to act on it right now? And and that's up to their discretion. But if they don't, but I think basically it's all based on priority right now.
Mhm. I totally agree, Trustee.
I have a question.
Sure, Trustee Norwood.
For Chris. Since we have all of is Chris still on?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Hey Chris, since I'm wondering, because I'm hearing we need new police cars, we want new trucks. As one of the other trustees stated, we have sort of retirements, payouts. Since we have this great urgency and it's important to us that we address everything because we want everyone to be safe also. Is there a way that we can get the budget sooner? Is there a way that we can have the budget as soon as possible so that we can go ahead and have a special meeting to get these things moving forward? Or do we have to, will it take you 2 weeks to get it to us?
So I'm working on it tomorrow to make any final changes that are needed in regards to the budget for any other requests to make sure I got everything so that I can give you guys a comprehensive coverage of all the various needs. So that's my plan for tomorrow. I'm hoping to have a final board reviewable by Friday. And then the board can review, and then assuming that if they're all good with it, we can move to the process of passage.
Okay, thank you.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Let's get this budget, man. Let's get this budget, people.
Sure. Wait 1 second, but just so you know clarity of how it go with a budget, you still got to post and it's 10 days out before we can actually have a budget meeting to pass the budget. So it's still a process. So that's why I keep stressing it. And normally,
Hold on. Okay. So the budget itself has its own process, which is going to create an even further delay. Lord of mercy. All right.
and it's 10 days out before we can actually have a budget meeting to pass the budget. So it's still a process. So that's why I keep stressing it. And normally we always have a budget meeting at the end of June. Go ahead, Trustee Steve.
Normally. Okay, so there's that normal word, meaning that whatever they're doing or whatever she's trying to do is something that's not abnormal. Some of this spending before the budget is not abnormal. So as long as we understand it's not abnormal and them denying it is not abnormal, this process here is a normal process. Her advocating for what she wants to be spent, them deciding whether or not they want to spend on it or not. It seems like a normal process. The only thing that's not normal now is not doing certain things because of the budget. Seems like normally they would make decisions before the budget. But the only thing that seems abnormal here is saying that we're not making decisions because of the budget, because we don't have the budget. That seems to be the only abnormal thing going on here. But new administration could be changed. People could want change. What they're doing is not illegal. What they're doing is within their right to want to wait on the budget. It's just unorthodox at this point. And they could have their reasons why they don't want to continue with the way they was doing it.
So it's still a process. So that's why I keep stressing it. And normally we always have a budget meeting at the end of June. Go ahead, Trustee Steve.
I think I agree with the finance chair. Let's put some urgency on this budget. and we can pass all this stuff. But let's put the urgency on this budget. I mean, I know there's been years that things didn't happen because there wasn't no budget.
So now, what Trustee Steve is all for the budget, but Trustee Steve is acknowledging that we haven't done it this way before, but he's also saying that some things ain't went right in the past. So we want to do it this way now. We've been doing it that way for a long time. But we want to do it this way now. You know, some things happened in the past. We want to do it this way now. So the issue becomes now, why y'all want to do it this way now? And they could have a valid argument that, well, there was corruption in the past. So we want to do it this way now. Understand that doing it this way caused delays in a lot of the stuff. Okay? That it is what it is. That's a compromise. If you trust your mayor, and you trust her word, and you don't expect her to be corrupted and doing shady stuff, then you probably would be like, you know what, Mayor, we'll do it the way it's been done because we trust you. But if we don't feel comfortable because of prior things that happened with other mayors, we want to make some changes. So hey, they don't want to fix the roof until the budget, bro. The roof costs a lot of money. The roof is in the $500,000 area and up. So that's a lot of money for them to spend. So if it's gonna affect payroll and stuff like that, or possibly affect payroll, I can see the selfish reasons as to why they don't want to do it. Just understand that it will cause delays.
So so let's put the urgency on the budget and get the budget passed, and we can have all this. We can, even though there's a summer break, we can always call a special board meeting and get things passed.
Okay, we just learned something, Ivalme. Even though it's a summer break, they can always call a special meeting, aka emergency meeting, to get things passed. So that's on the table. So, hey, listen. He gave a solution to the problem of the delays. We can always call, but they want to secure that budget. It's very important to them, clearly. So they can do an emergency meeting to vote it in before the summer break, before they come back to the next meeting.
And call a meeting to pass the budget. Once it comes, we don't have to wait to a board meeting to pass it. We can call a special one and pass it once the 10 days when you announce it. I agree with Trustee House. Let's get this budget, because these are big ticket items that we're spending. I know the need is there. It's been there for the past year, 3 years. I mean, so
the mayor only been in office for 30 days, and you guys are saying that this problem has been there for 2-3 years. Who been the trustee in the last 2-3 years? Who was over these departments? What do you mean it's been like this for the last 2-3 years? What's going? These can't. What? And y'all ain't fix this? What
I'm saying is that let's get this budget in place and do it the right way.
Okay, so we are doing it the right way. So let's be clear of that.
Now that was a very damning statement that Edward just made, Mr. Steve. Let's do it the right way. Bro, you can't say stuff like that, brother. Bro, you are implying that the mayor's way of doing it right now is the wrong way. That implies corruption right there. You can't do that, bro. She's not doing it the wrong way. You guys want to do it different now. You can't say do it the right way, making it seem like she's doing it the wrong way. The public is watching. A lot of people don't know how these things work. When you say things like that, people are going to side-eye the mayor like she's trying to do something the wrong way, when she's not. In fact, what she's doing is actually normal. What you guys are doing is something different. Not the right or wrong way. It's just different. But don't say stuff like do it the right way as if she's doing it the wrong way, the public is gonna view that a certain way, man. That's why she gotta even be like, hey, let's get this straight. We are doing it the right way. So don't say stuff like that, sir. Why would you say something like that?
For years. I mean, so all I'm saying is that let's get this budget in place and do it the right way.
Okay, so we are doing it the right way. So let's be clear of that. And you just stated it's been a need for 2 to 3 years and we did nothing about it. So here I am trying to do something about it. You know, being a trustee, that the budget don't go out until the end of June, like we have done several different years. So here we are. Come the end of June, we will have an actual special board meeting like we always do. I only been in office 3 weeks. So I went over the budget several times with Chris to make sure we had all the money that all of the department heads is asking for. I wouldn't dare put something on the agenda, not knowing we have money or where we're gonna get it from. So I just wanted the board to know the urgency of that because I do.
So at this point, listening to what she just said, this is a matter of trust. This is a matter of trust right now. If y'all don't take her word for it, then it is what it is. But at this point, it's a matter of trust. Like she's telling you she knows. She's assuring you that she knows. And at this point, it's either you trust her or you don't. Either you want to further the discussions with her so that she can reassure you that you don't got to worry and she can show you whatever you might need to see so that you don't got to worry because she let everyone know that those options are on the table for these discussions to be had behind the scenes for everybody to see everything that they need to know so that they can feel comfortable. So at this point, because they won't have another meeting for another time, at this point, I see, man. All right, let's go, man.
I wouldn't dare put something on the agenda, not knowing we have money or where we're going to get it from. So I just wanted the board to know the urgency of that because I do have a problem with Station 2 being closed down because if it's a fire, that's why they're over there. So if it's a fire on that side of town, it's going to take them more time to get to the fire because they house at Station 1, which is over here off of Park. So I would like to make everybody complete, and safety is my top priority, which I ran on, and I'm still stand on that. So all I'm putting up right now, this is basically a safety agenda. So it was the police, it was the fire department, and public works, all issues that people care about in the community. And I was trying to show them unity amongst our board to show that we care and we're doing something. So if the board see fit, y'all want to wait till the budget, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to move on so we can get this next agenda item. So give me 1 second so we can move on with our evening.
Is that it for me, Mayor?
Yep, that's it, Scott. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
One more thing though. I really think we should try to do something to get this in the process of getting something working forward with it tonight. And picking one of these companies so I can let them know, so they can actually start doing it. So the money, these proposals don't go out the door, and it ends up costing us more money because the prices we need to get something locked in. Because the prices are changing daily. I mean, I'm not talking hundreds of dollars. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars.
Mayor, if I could be right.
King Victim, I agree with everything you just said. And it just seems like they don't communicate with the mayor, man. It seems like most of the conversations that they have don't happen till they get in the meeting. Yeah, it seems like there's not there. Now, once I heard the mayor said she reaches out to Tammy numerous times, I could imagine watching the mayor try to have to be enforced to try to reach out to these people who don't want to be reached out to. So at that point, in order to see a sincere want for communication, I would need to see it on the trustees' part. I would need to hear from the trustees. Well, we reached out to you, Mayor. We reached out to your office. We reached out to Chris. I didn't receive a reply back. I have an email here that I sent at this date, such and such. I never got a reply. Now, these things would show me that the trustees has sincerely been trying to communicate, and then the mayor is at fault for the lack of communication. But it seems to me like it's like the mayor makes herself available. It seems like they don't really want to reach out. She doesn't have authority over them. And I can say this because if you see anything recent or within the last year or so, you would learn that she don't got no authority over them. She don't, because in their back and forths, now that it's gotten ugly, you see how, listen, if you you learn she don't got no authority over them. She don't have none. None whatsoever, not over them. Okay? Mayor, leader, that's just a title. She got no authority over them. Like, they can literally talk to her however they want to, if they wanted to. And
Recognize on that point.
Sure, go ahead.
I think there was the one, I'm assuming that Scott, if I can ask, the 4 companies you gave are all companies that you recommend and they're
as the mayor, she can voice her concern to the people. Absolutely. And then it becomes a battle of who can get to the people first. It becomes a battle of who can voice their self to the people louder. And if you type in Tiffany Henyard right now, you'll see whose voice is louder. Because all you're going to see is all the people. You'll see whose voice is louder at this point. But as we go through this series here, we're going to see a timeline of when the voices started getting louder to where it started drowning her out. You're going to see the timeline. But as far as getting to the people, yeah, that battle was fought. And it don't look like she winning that one. It don't look like she winning that one.
on that point.
Sure, go ahead.
I think there was the one, I'm assuming that Scott, if I can ask, the 4 companies you gave are all companies that you recommend and they're acceptable from your expertise.
Yes, sir.
So if a company is able, the one that had the most cost efficient bid, which was about $288,000, if you can communicate with them that we have interest, we're waiting on the budget until for the
King Victim, that can only happen. You see how you said the trustee voice is louder, which is amazing? That can only happen because of the invention of social media. That's how powerful that machine is. That is only possible because of social media. We probably wouldn't even hear half of this stuff. But because of social media, that is possible. So social media lets the everyday average Joe have a voice that's as loud as any person that's in a high position. With social media, you can reach everybody. And if you got something that can catch the ear of the people, you can get even the highest elected official to have to respond. You could get the president to have to address something you doing because of social media. So it's that powerful of a tool.
The one that had the most cost efficient bid, which was about $288,000. If you can communicate with them that we have interest, we're waiting on the budget until for the budget, which should be approved in a month. If they would be willing to lock in, I think that would make sense.
Okay. Yeah, I can contact them tomorrow, but like I said, I just want to try to get something locked in even before the budget passes, because we don't, it's going to cost this village a lot more money.
Okay. And thank you for that, Scott. I know the mayor's been working with you. I'll also be willing to work with you if on trying to get that price locked in.
Okay.
Jason understands the severity of not locking in this price and playing these games. Jason playing politics. Jason understands the severity of not. So Jason has to give him something. Jason understands that. Jason, like, listen, just tell him we coming. We gonna do it. Tell them we gonna do it. Lock in the price. Let them know we gonna do it. But I need to wait, bro. Just tell them we gonna do it. Just tell them we need to wait. Just wait a little bit. Tell them we gonna do it. Tell them we got it. We gonna do it. Just tell them just wait like 2 weeks, yo. Yeah. Jason, like, yo, just tell them wait like 2 weeks, bro. Tell them we gonna pay and all that, bro. We gonna pay. Jason know the money there. Jason plan on paying it, but Jason want to make sure that budget is locked for whatever reason. Got you, Jason. Jason ain't trying to spend it right now, man.
Okay. And thank you for that, Scott. I mean, I know the mayor's been working with you. I'll also be willing to work with you if on trying to get that price locked in.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let me make sure I understood and heard correctly. So you guys are stating that you want Scott to go after the lowest bid? Is that right, Trustee House?
And so my suggestion, because if I heard Scott's comment correctly, we want to try to lock in and let them know that we do have interest. Our pause on moving forward is having a budget in place.
Now,
So
the one that you're recommending, the Great Lakes Roofing. Now, I understand that the 288 is one of the bids, but always lower is not always better. I mean, I've read through every one of these proposals, and the one that it's given us the best money and the best materials being used with the longest warranties on their workmanship, and then lifetime on the materials would be Rogers Roofing. It's a little bit more money, but we're getting a lot better job, better materials for what we're paying for.
And on that, I would defer to your expertise. So in terms of we're interested, I'm interested in locking in a price, and assuming all things hold true, we can have a budget by June and we can be voting on it early July. So if your expertise says Rogers Roof, if I heard that correctly.
Yes, because I even talked to them, and he said he'd be willing to work a 3 to 4% discount across the total job too. So that's for 9 to 12.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Trustee.
Okay. So I'm just advised by the attorneys that we have to put a motion on the floor to give him direction if it's your choice to go after that company to lock in a price. So you have to put a motion on the floor as it relates to that.
Mayor, if I could again be recognized.
Go ahead.
Can the attorney kind of advise what that motion would sound like based on the discussion?
Attorney.
Yeah, so there's actually two issues and points of order. I did hear a motion to table. I don't believe there was a second to that motion, but if there is a motion on the floor to table, then that should be seconded and voted upon if that's the intent. If otherwise, if the mayor is pulling the item from the agenda, then that works too. But since there was a request to table these items, then that should be followed through on, or the motion can be withdrawn. The other part of it is if you're looking for action on a specific item, you can just request or submit a motion to approve the contract or the proposal as presented by staff and as reflected in the record. But you should definitely set the parameters on exactly what you're doing and who you're considering for that project.
I second the motion to table.
So then there should be a roll call vote on that motion, because that motion is a superseding motion. So if you're going to table these items, then that takes care of all issues related to those action items. Correct. If the motion to table was the first motion put on the floor. So it is a superseding motion. So you can withdraw the motion to table and address that one item that you want to vote on, and then table the rest.
So I'll withdraw the motion to table. My motion is that we pursue locking in a price with Rogers Roofing. Is that the one that you mentioned, Scott?
Yes, it is, Trustee.
My motion is that we pursue locking in a price with Rogers Roofing pending approval from our fiscal year 2021 budget.
There's a second?
Second.
There's a motion and second, call the roll.
I have only one thing. It's fiscal 22 budget.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, for clarity, fiscal year 2022 budget. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, motion by House and second by
Reeves. Trustee
I'm
Steve?
sorry, I didn't hear you second.
Trustee Steve?
Okay, got it. Okay, trustee Holmes,
Aye.
trustee Norwood,
Aye.
trustee Steve,
Aye.
trustee Belcher,
Aye.
trustee House,
Aye.
and trustee Brown.
Aye.
Okay, motion passed to withdraw the motion to table item for Rogers Roofing and to move forward with that one.
So with that direction in mind, then I can work with Scott to prepare a letter of intent pending final approval by the board for that project and that contract so that we can get that vendor committed to that price.
That works out. Hey, that works out. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is discussion and possible action regarding the forensic audit of the village financials. Of course, the water department. For, I would say, the last 4 years, I've been speaking of forensic audit, and I still think we need a forensic audit. Over in the water department, we have found several mishaps as it relates to money. We found cash in bins as we go through paperwork or envelopes. We've also found inaccuracy as it relates to vehicle stickers. I'll give you an example. If you come in and you purchase ticket 83, sticker 83, and then say someone else comes in, and then they're going to give them ticket 83, but yet that person paid cash, they pocket the money. This is my assumption of what's going on. What I'm just telling you is happening. Just give an example so you guys can follow me. And then, but in the system, they got you down as 83 for one, and then the other person is in the system for 83 as well. But on your vehicle, it's showing you really have ticket number 1. So we have a lot of different issues going over there in the water department that needs addressed. And I'll just put it out there so you guys know what's going on and that we do look into having a forensic auditor come in. I did reach out to several different companies. You will be getting something via consent agenda because they didn't give me anything for this agenda for a vote. I know currently Cayman City has someone that I think we probably should use. And there's 2 other companies that we went after. And they pay a monthly fee, meaning their city, to the forensic audit person. And they have been in their water department going over different stuff. So it's not really expensive as we thought it would be. It's affordable and attainable. So I am asking the board to support that when they do come up. This right here is just an overview of what's going on over in the water department. So you guys know when you see forensic audit, which I hope and pray, that's how your board is still in favor of. Any discussion or questions before I move on to the next agenda item?
Okay, I have a question. If there was cash found, that cash had to be from some time ago. We have not taken cash in 2 years unless we have workers that are still taking cash and not supposed to be taking cash.
Correct.
So we have a problem. If they're still taking cash and we voted 2 years ago not to take cash, we definitely have a problem in the water department.
So that's why I'm asking for the forensic audit, because we have a lot of problems over there and we need a forensic audit before we constantly go over there trying to fix the department. So people can tell us all the issues that we do have and where the theft is occurring and how they're doing the theft. So I'm still asking, I've been asking as a trustee, I'm asking as mayor to still approve the forensic audit for the village, especially the water department, which is our payment center. All our dollars go there from tickets from the police department, code enforcement, all the money go through the payment center. So I'm just giving you a 411 on what I'm looking for. That should be coming shortly once we get the proposals, and I will send it to the board, and then we can vote via email and pick a company to start. Next.
She trying to audit the whole village. That'll get you in some trouble. That'll make you some enemies. She trying to audit the whole village, bruh. Nah. That will definitely get you some enemies. God damn.
Once we get the proposals, and I will send it to the board, and then we can vote via email and pick up.
I want to see how that turned out in the future. I'm gonna check that out to see how did that audit turn out? Did they ever vote on it or whatever?
Company to start. Next on the agenda is discussion and possible action regarding repairs to the former Mayor Riley Rogers vehicle. When I took office, the first 2 days, we asked the mayor for keys to Village Hall and also vehicles that he had. He had a minivan and also a car. Of course, although Bertie told us about the minivan, he kept that for about a week, and then we got that back. But when they did turn in the actual SUV truck, it came back damaged. And I don't really understand how. It was damaged on both ends, both rear ends. And Chief Collins did send it out to get a quote to fix it. I know I mentioned this to you guys before, so I'm mentioning it again because we do need to fix the vehicle so we can utilize it or give it to an employee to drive throughout our town. I am requesting that we go after the mayor and he pays for the damages and just sue him for it. Right now, the price tag is it $3,200, Chief? $3,257 is the price tag to fix the vehicle currently. The board has to approve that in order for it to go to the body shop. And then I need to know, do you guys want to take legal action to go after Mayor Riley Rogers for the damage to the vehicle and also approve the amount, and then he will have to reimburse us, meaning the village, after we get the vehicle fixed. So right now it is up for discussion or, wait, let me do the motion first. I'm sorry. Is there a motion to fix the vehicle?
I motion.
Is there a second?
Well, Mayor, if I could be quick, and then maybe the attorney can advise. I'm in favor of repairing the vehicle. I'm not in favor of the lawsuit.
That's not what's on the floor.
Now that's interesting. Now that's interesting. My man Jason House don't want to sue the other mayor, the former mayor. The mayor had a city vehicle, which he tried to hide. Uh, they confiscated it. The vehicle is damaged. They don't know how the vehicle got damaged. The mayor never filed a police report, an accident report, or nothing. And she's saying that because of that, they have to actually fix the vehicle out of pocket. And she's saying if they do fix it out of pocket, then they need to get the money back from the mayor himself because it's his responsibility. And in order to get the money from the mayor back, you have to sue him for the damages to the vehicle. Trustee House ain't with that. And I wonder why. These are just questions. It made me wonder why you don't want to sue him. Why isn't insurance covering the damage? That's a good question. Let's hear it.
If I could be quick, and then maybe the attorney can advise. I'm in favor of repairing the vehicle. I'm not in favor of the lawsuit.
That's not what's on the floor. So
Okay, I'm not sure.
what's on the
Yeah, that's
floor.
what I was asking.
Yeah, that's just me telling you what I think we should do. Right now, it's just a motion to fix the vehicle. Let's send it to the repair shop and have the taxpayers pay the $32,750 for the vehicle to fix it. So that's what the motion is currently by Trustee Holmes, and then second by.
I'll second the motion for fixing. Yeah, I'll second that.
Motion and second on the floor to fix the vehicle. Any discussion?
I have a discussion. Can I be recognized, Mayor?
Sure, go ahead,
Okay, I have a couple of things. So if he turned it in and it was done, because I know we originally had something for $6,700. So is this a new proposal?
Yes.
That was received? Okay. So if he did turn it in, assuming that all of the vehicles have insurance, why are we not doing an insurance claim?
Good question. Same thing I asked. The mayor did not do a police report. We have no police report on file. I asked Chief Collins the same exact questions, and he just turned it back damaged. So now it's up to us to figure out what y'all want to do.
But even if he didn't do a police.
So the question is, why isn't the vehicle insurance covering the damages, or why don't we go through the insurance? Valid question. Tiffany's saying that they don't have the paperwork that would be necessary to go through with it. Insurance company not going to be willing to pay for damages you can't explain, that you don't know when it happened, or so that's Tiffany's argument.
Chief Collins the same exact questions, and he just turned it back damaged. So now it's up to us to figure out what y'all want to do.
But even if he didn't do a police report and it's a village vehicle, yourself, the administrator, somebody still could do a report though to have, I mean, even because that's just like if somebody hit your car like and drive off or whatever, can we still do I think it's cheaper for us to pay a deductible versus that. I'm just asking. I don't know, so I'm asking.
Number one, I didn't.
You don't know.
Think that we should raise our premium, so adding his vehicle to our insurance. And two, Chief told me that we could not. Was that how you said we could not do anything with that? We should raise our premium, so adding his vehicle to our insurance.
I don't know, so I'm asking.
Number one, I didn't think that we should raise our premium, so adding his vehicle to our insurance. And two, Chief told me that we could not. Was that how you said we could not do anything with the vehicle because we didn't have a police report?
Okay, so she says she has two things. One of the reasons is she don't feel that they need to raise their premium because of his vehicle, and another reason is that the police chief said they don't have a police report. Not sure how this works, but we'll see how the discussion goes.
So adding his vehicle to our insurance. And two, Chief told me that we could not. Was that how you said we could not do anything with the vehicle because we didn't have a police report? I'm gonna let him chime in because he the one got the vehicle. So let me. Chief.
When we received the vehicle, there was damage on both sides of the vehicle, passenger and driver side of the vehicle. And through all of our looking into it, there appears to be 0 police reports, and it is even unknown when or even where any of this damage occurred. So it'd be anybody's best guess on when and where it happened. And as far as reporting it to insurance agency, that is outside of my realm. I'm not saying that we can't do it. I'm just saying we cannot provide any paperwork to support it.
Yeah, I understand that. Thank you so much, Chief. I'm just saying, as if I know if it's insured, and I don't know the technicalities of it, and maybe the attorney may have more insight in reference to it. But us just paying it versus that's what we pay insurance for because it is a village vehicle. I hope so or believe so. Then that's what I'm just asking as an option. My other question, and Mayor, I know you texted me back earlier. Did you get clarity on the license plates, Mayor?
Okay. Yep. Yes, I did. So Chief Collins had ran the VIN numbers, and the vehicle belongs to the village. It is our truck. So the mayor
Okay.
did have two separate plates. One was his own, and one was village issued plates.
Okay, so where is the license plate that's issued to the village of the DPK 956 that
Yeah,
has been around for the last 14 to 15 years?
yeah, those are on the truck. So he did check, and I'll let him chime in and tell you his findings. Go ahead, Chief.
There was a question presented to me earlier about whether this vehicle that we received was actually our vehicle. I personally checked the VIN number on it and ran it, and it is the property of the village of Dolton. And also, when you run the VIN, it tells you what plate belongs to the vehicle, and those plates are actually present on the vehicle.
Which one, the DPK 956?
The VIN number is registered to a plate that begins with X-ray, and those are the
Right.
plates that are on the vehicle.
So my question is, there is a vehicle or another set of plates that belong to the village, DPK 956, that the mayor Raleigh Rogers was driving. Where is either that vehicle or those plates that belong to the village of Dolton?
What kind of vehicle are you saying?
He had a Ford Explorer just like the other one. The two license plates is Public Works had DPK 954 and he had DPK 956. Those license plates have been around for the last 15 to 17 years in the village of Dolton. So either it's another vehicle somewhere or the license plates are somewhere.
Well, as far as I'm aware of, he only had one Ford Explorer, and switched license plates out on. I'm not sure how often, but the other plates you speak of, I have no idea what those are or where they belong to. I just know when we received the vehicle back, it had the proper license plates on it.
Okay, so there's possibility, and I'm not accusing or putting any accusations anywhere, but and you have the ability to do it. There is a license plate DPK 956 that belongs to the village of Dolton. So either someone has those plates or there is another vehicle.
If those truly are the plates, then I can have somebody run those plates and see if they do come back to the village, as long as that's an accurate plate number.
The former mayor was doing some shady stuff. He hid the vehicle from them. Somebody told them about the vehicle and they had to go get it. Like the former mayor was doing some shady stuff.
All right, thank you so much.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Yes, go ahead, Trustee Jones.
I think we're going to run into a glitch with the insurance because they're going to want to know when was this vehicle damaged, and the first thing they're going to want is a report. Second, I don't think the taxpayers should foot this bill because everyone knows if you have an accident or damage to a vehicle, you have to make a police report. And if that wasn't done, then the person who's responsible for that vehicle should take care of that vehicle and not the taxpayer. So, that's just my opinion on it.
Okay. Thank you, Trustee, and I totally agree.
Mayor, if I could be recognized on that.
Yeah, Trustee House.
Okay, I guess it is kind of just a matter of opinion or perspective. We can file a complaint, whether or not it's approved or not, it's going to ultimately be the discretion of the insurance company. When the car was, so even though we don't know the time of the damage, when the car was given to us, we can do a report saying it was given back to us in this condition and see if the insurance company is it. But we're talking about the difference of a $3,200 repair, and if we do that, increasing our deductibles for a $500 deductible. To me, it's kind of 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. So on either preference, it's completely, I would say, at the trustee's discretion. But ultimately, the insurance company would make the decision on approval or deny of the claim.
Okay. Anyone
I'm with a house on this one.
else? Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, I be addressed?
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure we're clear. So, are we going to try to, based on what Trustee House was just saying, are we going to try to still use insurance and then go from there, or are we just stating right now that the only resolve is us voting on the $3,000+ dollars?
Well, currently, right now, the result is to vote on the $3,000 so we can get the body shop, the car to the body shop and get it fixed. Right now, we don't have any report, any paperwork to give the insurance to go through all the red tape. I'm saying that we should just go and fix the vehicle, and then if anybody wants to go after the mayor or see fit, then we will do so to reimburse us the $3,200.
Got it. So I guess I just want to make sure I'm clear before I vote. So we're just going to dismiss the insurance thing, and the option that we're presenting now is if we pay the $3,000, the question is to go after him later. But if we pay the $3,000+ dollars, I guess I'm wondering can we still not? We're not going to pursue the insurance. We just want to. Okay.
Right. We're not.
Yeah, because if we pay the $3,000, then what's the point of the insurance? It's either we pay the $3,000 or we go through the insurance, one or the other.
We pay the $3,000+ dollars. I guess I'm wondering can we still not? We're not going to pursue the insurance. We just want to. Okay.
Right, we're not pursuing no insurance at all. The vote that's on the floor right now is just for us, the village, to pay the $3,200 to the body shop to fix the vehicle. And then that's it, then we're done, it's fixed. Now, what I'm saying, or I suggested earlier, is to add to that, and we can either A, go after the mayor for the $3,200 to reimburse the village. But right now, the village will front the bill. We will pay to fix the vehicle, and the vehicle come back fixed, and we will give the vehicle to an employee.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
Mayor, why can't we just try to go through the insurance? And if we can't go through the insurance, then foot the bill. But let's try first. If we can't, then we'll just have to pay for it. But that's what we have insurance for incidents. That's what we pay for.
Yeah, but
if we can't go through it, then hey, we can't.
Okay,
But let's at least try.
Okay, so normally when we go through insurance, you got to have your ducks in a row, your paperwork. We don't have that. We don't have a report whatsoever. So how can we go and say, fix this vehicle? We don't know who damaged it, who messed it up, which we do, but you don't have nothing in writing to justify why they're paying out of their pockets to fix our issue.
We still can't do a police report. It's just like a hit and run. If your car is parked outside, just for instance, if my car is parked and somebody hit it, I don't know when it happened. I can just make a guesstimate and just say it there. I'm just saying if it works, let's try it. If not, then we'll just have the village has to foot the bill.
Yeah, no, I am not saying that I don't know what Rally Rogers did with the vehicle or why it's
Okay, so at this point, it seems like the mayor just don't want to go through the insurance. At this point, it seems like the mayor just don't want to go through the insurance. She want to sue the. She want to sue the mayor. She want to sue the prior mayor. That's what she wants to do. That's what she wants to do, man. She don't want to go through the insurance. That's pretty much what she's saying. She don't want to. She don't want to say. She don't want to go to them and be like, I don't know what happened to the vehicle. She can. It seems like she can. And what House saying is that she can. But they don't know. House is saying that it's at that point it will be at the insurance discretion whether or not they want to do it. But yeah, either way, the decision she don't want to. She doesn't want to.
Let's try it. If not, then we'll just have the village has to foot the bill.
Yeah, no, I am not saying that I don't know what Rally Rogers did with the vehicle or why it's messed up or why we're fixing it. Because
I'm not saying that he didn't do it. Do we know when it happened? That's all I'm saying.
Anything. That's what I'm saying. We know nothing. The vehicle's dropped off damaged. So now we either A, got to eat that, or B, go after the mayor and get the money for the vehicle. So right now, the way I'm seeing it, we have to pay the money to fix it. So we're going to pay the money to fix it. Then after that, if you guys see fit, because I don't know how everybody's feeling, so I don't want to go after them, so I'm done. So we either go and sue the mayor to pay us our $3,200 back.
She definitely wants to sue the mayor. That's what she wants. She definitely wants to sue the mayor, the other mayor. That's what she wants more than anything. She's like, man, let's not go through the insurance. Let's pay it and sue him. That's what we're going to get the money back. Let's sue him. That's what she want to do. C-La, what's up? Robert Roberts, what's going on?
Right now, we need the vehicle fixed so we can utilize the
Minion with Minion with opinion.
everybody's feeling. So I don't want to go after them, so I'm done. So we either go and sue the mayor to pay us our $3,200 back. But right now, we need the vehicle fixed so we can utilize the vehicle for the employees.
Okay, I just agree to have the vehicle repaired.
All right. Moving on. Okay, call the roll. Clerk Key. And this a motion, and repeat the motion so everybody on the same page.
So the motion is to approve the repairs of the vehicle in the amount of $3,257.
Yes.
And the motion was approved by Holmes, second by House.
Yes.
So now the roll. Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay.
Hey, I like this one. This was a great one. This was the one where they didn't really agree, but they still said, we're going to do it for you. They didn't really agree, but they still said, you know what, we're going to do it for you. I'm still wondering if they doing it because House said, listen, Tiffany and Brianna and Brittany, I mean, not Tiffany, Kiana and Brittany, I'm looking at it like, I want to see. I'm making a prediction now. I'm going to start taking a more closer look. I want to see if they vote the same as House in pretty much majority of the cases. That's what I'm gonna start looking into now. So I want to know if when he say no, they say no. When he say yes, they say yes. Or if it's gonna have some instances where he say yes and they say no, or you know what I mean? I want to see if there's a pattern or because man,
Aye.
Trustee House,
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Okay. Now, on another note, do anybody want a motion to go into some small claims court for the 3,200 for the mayor?
No.
Is there a motion to do so, or you guys want us just to pay the bill and that's it? Okay. So moving on to block safety. Finally, Chief Collins, you have the floor.
Okay. In the middle of this presentation, I may have to switch devices because I'm now at 2% on my iPad. So bear with me. Block safety, what we are looking at is a tool to help law enforcement investigators to solve crimes. When we have shootings, homicides, anything that involve getting away in a vehicle, Block Safety is a company that provides cameras that we can place anywhere that we would like in within our jurisdiction to view cars leaving town, entering town, and we can review data going back in history and put alerts so that we can be alerted when certain cars go past the camera if they have warrants or if it's a stolen vehicle. It's a multi-purpose tool that we are looking at. And currently, just to give you a little bit of our neighbors are using these cameras. Harvey, when I was over there, we installed cameras there. Our other neighbor, Riverdale, is about to start installing these cameras, and I would like to give a presentation so that you all can see what a powerful investigative tool this can be. And I have a representative on the line, Dan Murdoch. He's a representative of Flock Safety, and he can give you a brief overview of what this product is and the power and capabilities of it. Are we able to let Dan go ahead and present?
Out to you, Sila.
Yes, Derek, can you share his screen?
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Great. It still says I'm not able to start my video. There we go.
Share his screen?
Okay. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
Great. And then just want to see if I can share my screen real quick. Can you guys see my screen?
No. Okay, there you go.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Well, first of all, I really appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to sit down and take a look at Flock.
Viewer discretion, they're about to go through a whole presentation right now.
Basically, the chief gave a pretty good overview there of what Flock is. So Flock is a company that has actually only been in business about 5 years now. And we have come into the Illinois market the last 2-3 years and have immediately become the largest LPR vendor in the state. And the reason for that is that we have taken a pretty large step forward in how LPR technology works. Before Flock came around, every LPR system basically used infrared light to hit a metal license plate and then get that number back. So if there was a shooting or something like that, they would have to say, I saw the car's XR43. And then, but that doesn't happen very often. So when Flock came around, we basically use motion capture to take a picture of the entire car and use
Wade, what up, Wade?
Machine learning to decide what's looking at. So Flock is able to identify the make of the vehicle, the type of vehicle, and the color of the vehicle. So now, if there is an incident, someone can say, I saw a red car, and then go back to the plates, and then look back, and then work backwards to the license plate. So that's really the big jump forward in the technology that Flock has been able to provide. Now, that's not necessarily the only place that Flock has moved this technology forward. Another place is that our cameras are infrastructure free. So we don't need any city poles or city lights or city power, anything like that. Our cameras are solar powered, and the internet is built with the camera. So we work with the police department to identify the most important places for these cameras, and then we can either hang on an existing pole or drop our own IDOT approved poles in the ground. And then 3, we don't have this as a pretty big upfront capital expenditure. One of your neighbors, Camelot Park, or Camelot City, invested pretty heavily in these cameras a couple years ago, where they basically bought the cameras in bulk. With Flock, we provide this as a service. So you aren't actually buying cameras from Flock, you're buying the data coming out of the cameras. So we sell this for $2,500 per camera per year. So instead of these hundreds of $1,000s infrastructure projects, if you're getting 20 cameras, it's more like $50,000 a year compared to these very large upfront $250,000 style purchases. Now, along with that comes all the maintenance and all those pieces as well. So you guys don't have to worry about servicing any of these cameras, a camera breaks, anything like that. We come in, we'll hang a brand new camera. All that is on the Flock side. Now, I know I just went through a couple things really quickly. Does anyone have any questions on anything I just touched on? Great. So I just want to give you a couple real world examples of how these cameras work.
No questions.
So last night there was a shooting in Harvey at the O Club. Now what those detectives would do is, I don't know how familiar you are with that club, but that's right by the highway. So it stands to reason that when that shooting happened, some of those people might take off and try to jump on the highway real quick. So the officers, so the detectives can go to the cameras, filter, I believe the shooting was like 205. They can go to the cameras, pull every vehicle that went through there between 207 and 212. And then if there's any descriptions of any vehicles at the scene, someone said those guys jumped into a black SUV, they can go and filter and pull all the black SUVs and again work backwards to the license plate. Now there was a reprisal shooting later in the night off of Wood Street. Harvey is actually putting a camera right by where that happened. If that camera would have already been in place, they then could have looked at what cars were at the scene of O at the time, and then also were at the reprisal shooting later in the night. So being able to connect these different pieces
Trying to
together.
sell this thing.
Now,
He boy
Flock
trying to
does free
sell
share,
it.
not only with your department, but any other departments in the area. About 25 departments in the Chicagoland area using Flock, and you can share with any of these departments and utilize them just like they're your own. So whether it's University Park or Lincoln Park or Country Club Hills or Joliet or whoever, think almost like a Facebook friend request.
Sales pitching like crazy.
Just like they're your own. Is there any questions about that?
Nope.
Great. Now, another example that we were just kind of talking about right now earlier was that license plate DKR. I can't remember the whole thing, but the one that the trustee brought up earlier. There's a rogue plate out there. Is that plate still in use? if you have a full plate, you can put that plate in and it'll check it against any flock police camera anywhere in the country. So if that vehicle or that plate is still cruising around, it's paying off on Harvey, it's out in University Park, wherever it's going, you can see that car's still out there. You think it might be on a black SUV, you can then get a picture of the vehicle it's on, and then again, kind of use that type of information for your investigative purposes. Now, not just for, this isn't just for, obviously it's great for investigative purposes, but it can also be used for other types of things that police do as well. In Oak Forest, they actually had a wellness check where there was a teen who went missing and the parents put in a wellness check. They put in the plate they gave them, and it pinged off some cameras in suburban Nashville. Oak Forest police contacted those police officers, put a hot tag on it, and when that pinged again, the officer made, an officer down in suburban Nashville made a stop, spoke with the young person, ended up returning him to his family in Oak Forest. So also great for like lost senior citizens, anything along those lines as well. Does anyone have any questions on anything I touched on there?
Nope.
Nope.
No
questions.
questions.
Kind of read through a couple of these slides, but this is what these deployments look like. These are the 3 core deployments. Number 1, most popular, and what I believe all the Harvey cameras are set up as, is on an existing pole where we'll hang the camera, get it all set up, and it's run off with solar power. 2, if you guys have existing city power, that for whatever reason you want to use, we absolutely can support that. We'll hang the camera, get it all set up. You'll just have someone from the city who actually has to come and make the connection. And 3rd, we'll drop our own IDOT and DOT approved 12-foot flat poles in the ground. Once we drop the poles in the ground, it becomes city property, and you can put any additional signage on there that you want. If you require IDOT, if you want to go on IDOT roads and require IDOT permits, we will help you contract with a third-party engineering firm that we will pay for. The IDOT permits are free to the state, so there is no additional cost, anything around permitting. Flock will basically own that process for you. Does anyone have any questions around any of those pieces? You guys make it easy. As far as price is concerned, it is a flat rate. It doesn't matter if you are getting 15 cameras or you're getting 80 cameras like Springfield just did. It is $2,500 per camera per year. And the only other
Now I'm speeding through this because ain't nobody trying to hear this.
cost outside that is a $250 installation fee.
Nobody want to hear this.
All the software, all the power, all the maintenance, all the integration, the state and local hot lists. All that is rolled into a once-a-year cost. Now, I know you guys had a lot of questions about cost and budget like that today. Does anyone have any questions around that specifically?
Nope.
I do.
Oh,
Great.
wait.
Is there any way you can give
Hold on. Tiffany got a question, y'all. Tiffany, why you got a question? Don't you already know about all this?
us a bundle package if we bought multiple?
Does anyone have any questions around that specifically?
Hold on. Tiffany realized they ain't buying it. Tiffany trying to help them sell it. Hold on. I know Tiffany not about the. Oh, of course she is, because that's for her people. Tiffany about to try to help them sell it. She realized that they don't got no questions. They ain't buying this. She about to try to help. She about to try to help the boys sell it.
I do.
Great.
Is there any way you can give us a bundle package if we bought multiple cameras and cut the price?
So because this is a bundle, the way that the price is bundled, that it's all wrapped into one. A lot of this, unfortunately, does not go straight to Flock. Like we're paying like the cellular companies. We're paying. There's a lot of outside costs of goods, so I can't do anything on the actual subscription price.
No.
But I do.
Well, you better negotiate with the city. What you telling me you can't negotiate with the city? Oh, they about to give you a no.
Have some flexibility on the installation cost. So I'll have to get the rubber stamp from my manager, but I'm pretty sure that we can knock off that $250 per camera installation fee. The other offer that we have discussed with your police chief is the same offer that we gave to Harvey, was that we'll give you 60 days with these cameras. If after 60 days you don't like the results, you can tear up this contract, no cost to the city. So we'll give you 60 days, whatever you want your deployment to be, 60 days to use the cameras. If during those 6 days you decide this is not a fit for Dolton, we'll come out, we'll pick those cameras up. Dolton will never have paid Flock a cent. But
what y'all think about that? What you think about that? A 60-day trial. Well, I can't say a free trial. You pay them, try it, use it. If you don't like it within 60 days, you get a full refund. What you said? Nope. No, Spready, nope. Hey, that sound like you pretty sure about your product. That sound like confidence in your product. I don't know.
After those 60 days, it'll roll into a contract. What happened with Harvey was they had that for 10 cameras. When their 60 days was ending, they bought 9 more cameras. So they've seen a lot of success. We're solving or helping them solve shootings. There's been a lot of
fix the roof.
Sides, Grand Theft Auto, all those things have been used.
As a fact, try for 60 days. 60 days ain't bad. Financial advisor, I don't know. I know the budget guy named Chris. The finance guy for the his name is Chris. That's what you talking about.
Solve these crimes. Another thing that these cameras bring is cooperations between departments. I understand that there's a Grand Theft Auto problem. in the south suburbs. And sometimes there are autos that are being taken out of other areas like in Will County, and then autos are ending up down in the Harvey, Phoenix kind of area. That being able to build relationships with these different departments, and as they identify the crews that are coming out and doing those crimes, they can put in a hot list on the vehicle that is coming out of, that's been taken out of Lombard or wherever. And then when that car passes the camera coming back into Harvey or into Dolton, it can send out a hot plate alert so that the officers here can then respond to those as well. Being able to share hot tag alerts and things like that is also a part of this.
So what would be really cool is if your reader can spot people that got expired plates. Does it do that?
So if you, so there are a couple different types of hot lists here. One is you're going to integrate with the FBI's NCIC hot list, which is basically the National Database of Stolen Vehicles, known gang members, anything that's on the FBI list. The Illinois Leads list, which is the state list of stolen vehicles, warrants, all those things. So anytime one of those passes the camera, they'll send off a real-time alert to the police so they can respond. Now the police can also create their own hot list as well. So whether they're doing that for their own investigations, or if you have a list of places that you know are expired in your area and you want to make a stop on those, you can put those into your system and send out alerts on those as well. Flock will not, that's not something that Flock will be loading in for you automatically, but you can create all your own hot lists depending on what you want your police to be responding to.
Thank you.
Now, do you guys want to actually like see how one of these searches work, or do you guys just got a general idea of how the system functions?
Sure, let's do it.
Great. So I'm going to where'd I go here? Oop, that's not the right one. There's that. I got way too many tabs open. Yeah, so here we go. So I'm in a database here. I've got a camera set up in Springfield.
Not interested.
So basically what you're doing here is when your team logs in, they're gonna be able to choose what they want to look at. So which cameras, what time, and then what about it do they want to be searching for. So let's say there's a robbery down on Cicero Road over on Roosevelt. We're gonna pull that camera. It happened sometime today between 3 and 8 or 3 and 9. And let's pull all the vehicles that passed during that time period. So Cicero's pretty busy road. It's about almost 6,000 vehicles. Obviously there's some night reads here, but I'm gonna blow this up a little bigger for you. I'll pull the oldest ones first so we can see some day reads here. So this is all the cars that passed here. And you're doing your investigation and someone says, you know what, there was a strange black car in the area. Never seen that black car before. So when you come in here, it's kind of like a Redfin type thing where it'll show you how many of each one of these different options there are. But we're going to pull all the cars and all.
See what y'all see the type of stuff they got. Hey, don't be breaking the law out here. Y'all see the kind of stuff they got? Don't be breaking the law out here.
All the black cars. So we just went from 6,000 vehicles and a couple clicks with the department down to just the 300 that were black cars. And you're continuing investigation, and the police, and you think that, you know what, this seems very similar to a crime that's done by a black Honda car. Come in and pull the, I guess that doesn't matter, but black Honda. And we just went from the 6,000 vehicles that were going up and that were there down to just the 24 black Hondas that crossed during that time period. So that quickly then to basically take in their information, they're doing their investigation, and then identify the vehicle, attempt to identify the vehicles involved. Now, does anyone have any questions around any of that?
No, but I'm loving your software.
Thank you. Now, I can get
Now that's impressive.
There's some other stuff here, but that's really the big piece of it from the investigation side. The other side is the hot tag side. So you have all those hot lists. If a stolen vehicle or someone involved in a crime or has a warrant out, or if you want to put in additional reasons on your own that you want to have a hot list ping. Basically what I have it set up for this presentation. Let me just pull it up real quick what this looks like. So and the latency on these cameras is between 12 and 20 seconds. And we can either send that out as a text message, an email, send it directly to dispatch, or put this directly in the squad cars. Again, all this is included. This is part of the $2,500 per camera. But an officer in their car will get a picture of the plate, picture of the vehicle, location, direction of travel, and why they hit off the hot list. So in near real time, they'll be able to respond and have to make stop, drive the person out of the area, what have you. I believe you guys have your own dispatch center, if I remember correctly. So they basically kind of have a bird's eye view, kind of like Google Maps with all your cameras. Whichever one hits, it basically lights up red, why it's buzzed, and then they can dispatch out if you prefer to run for dispatch.
I don't know really.
And that's kind of the highlights.
And can you talk a little bit about what if a FOIA request comes in?
Yeah, so there are a couple. We've actually worked pretty extensively with civil liberty groups to design a more friendly LPR system. And the two biggest complaints about license plate reading software has always been, one, it's an indefinite collection of an indefinite database of passively captured information. So you're just driving through and you're just in this database forever. And two, that the companies that are collecting them are then reselling the data to third parties and then making money, basically turning your citizens into the product. Flock does not do either of those. First of all, Flock stores every capture on CJIS certified Amazon web servers for 30 days. During those 30 days, your department or anyone you're sharing with can access those for 30 days. But if they do not save an image off there, that is purged. And that data is gone. It's gone. So they cannot, anything that's after 30 days, it's not there anymore. Two,
what about forensic files and people that do cold cases? They're gonna need that after 30 days. What if they need to check something a year later? No. Nah, we're gonna need that after 30 days still, bro, because we might not even know we need to look over there in 30 days. We might find out 6 months later we need to look right over there. Nah. Y'all gotta keep that somewhere, bro. Y'all can't. And see that? Nah. Because what's the sense? How much crime you gonna really stop with that? That's basically like the first 48. If you don't catch them in the first 48, they might be gone in the wind. So you telling me that if I don't figure this out within 30 days, it's gone. That's hard. That's making it hard for policemen. Harder for the police work. I get the privacy thing, but hey, listen, we're gonna have to weigh this out, okay? Because we're gonna need to keep that footage for a long time, just in case.
The city of Dalton owns the data, not Flock. So you're buying the data from Flock. So Flock can't even resell this data even if they wanted.
Oh, you can buy it from them. So they can sell you all that data, the police department, but they won't release it. I mean, hey, as far as crime fighting, that's necessary. So but that forces the police to gotta buy every month, gotta pay an extra fee to actually buy the footage. I wonder how much that's gonna cost. So they literally gotta pay. So on top of what we paying for, you got an optional package that we definitely gonna need. You got an optional package that we gonna need. That comes with at an extra such and such every 30 days. That's, boy, you smart. You're a smart guy.
So there is no reselling and turning your citizens into a commodity, and you guys own the data. From a FOIA side, what that means is that because this data only lasts for 30 days, and it's stored on Amazon web servers that are not your guys' property, the FOIA request comes in for LPR information. The city's only responsible to turn over information that or searches that the police department has done. So like you can't just be like, this is my wife's license plate, what cameras has it pinged off of? Because basically for the police department to create a record of that, they would have to run that search for the first time. And so you basically be creating that data to then have to turn it over. Whereas because these aren't on your server, so it's an off-prem solution, and that search for that place never been run, that's not a foilable piece of information. Does that make sense?
What are you saying? You could only get what you look for? Did he just say you could only get what you look for? Is that what he said?
Basically creating that data to then have to turn it over. Whereas because these aren't on your server, so it's an off-prem solution, and that search for that place never been run, that's not a foilable piece of information. Does that make sense? And that days, and it's stored on and after 3 days, it's not there anymore. Two, the city of Dalton owns the data, not Flock. So you're buying the data from Flock. So Flock can't even resell this data even if they wanted to. So there is no reselling and turning your citizens into a commodity, and you guys own the data. From a FOIA side, what that means is that because this data only lasts for 30 days, and it's stored on Amazon web servers that are not your guys' property, the FOIA request comes in for LPR information. The city's only responsible to turn over information that or searches that the police department has done. So like you can't just be like, this is my wife's license plate, what cameras has it pinged off of? Because basically for the police department to create a record of that, they would have to run that search for the first time. And so you basically be creating that data to then have to turn it over. Whereas because these aren't on your server, so it's an off-prem solution, and that search for that place never been run, that's not a foilable piece of information.
Okay, what I'm getting from what he's saying is that access, as far as access to it, you can't just request footage from a certain time because you wanna see where your wife driving down that street. You only get access to it if a official police record was created, and then they'll be able to do that. I get that's different. That's not so. They're not saying that you could only get what you asked for. They're saying in order to get access to the certain footage, you actually have to have an actual police record that requests it. So you, as a police officer, you don't think you can just use this to for your personal gains because you're a police officer. So you could just, hey, let me get the footage for such and such time around such and such time. They're gonna request that you get an actual record of a police report or something for them to hack. Yeah. So no, you're hearing Amazon. Amazon has servers, so they're using Amazon as one of their 24-hour server because they don't have their own. Unlike me, who has my own 24-hour servers, so they don't have their own. So they're using Amazon. I, however, have my own. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I have a question. We have a huge problem in town as it relates to fly dumping. So I thought this would be actually really cool to catch the people as they dump in certain areas. If we put a camera up, does it work for that as well?
Yeah. So like again, it has to do with do you know what happened? And then basically do that search. So I'm guessing it's probably happened with a lot of like pickups and things like that. People drive around with stuff that maybe it's a couch or whatever. A couch shows up. Go back to your which one was I in here? You can come back here. You don't have to look at them in these big pictures. You can search them on a meeting card. Instead of looking for all your cars, you pull all the pickup trucks. There aren't any Honda pickup trucks. Honda doesn't make that. But you pull all the trucks, and then and you can see which ones were in the area, who's got stuff in the bed, all that, anything like that.
Okay.
You actually are also able to filter by. Today it's just sticker. Oh, sorry. Today it's just stickers, roof racks, and bike racks. But we are adding visible damage and auxiliary items in a car. So to this very second, you aren't able to like filter by stuff in a pickup truck, but that is something that's coming down the pipe.
Okay.
As far as installation goes, from when you sign a contract, and then we will work with the police department to identify locations that you guys are looking for. Anything that does not take an IDOT permit, we'll have on the ground in 3 to 5 weeks. IDOT permits take about 6 weeks, maybe more. I see your smile. Sounds like you've dealt with IDOT before. So that is, we're kind of at the mercy of IDOT there. Your PPI will start when we install all the cameras that do not need IDOT permits. But again, we will we will help you contract with an IDOT certified engineering firm for your permits, and Flock covers that cost. Chief, is there anything else that you want me to touch on?
No, you've covered everything, and you did a great job at it. I appreciate it, Dan. Thank you.
No problem.
Well, thank you, Dan. Board of Trustees, do you have any questions? Okay, hearing none. Are you guys ready to move forward with this, or you want to hold off until the budget?
What you think? What you think they want to do? Tiffany being funny. Tiffany, what you think they want to do?
I'd like to hold on to the budget.
Okay, is that everyone? Everyone wants to hold off to the budget?
Duh.
Yes.
I have one question. This presentation, either I have missed it or I didn't see it. Either I missed it in the packet. But can this presentation be sent via email to the board? And if I missed it, my apology. Please resend it to me.
I mean, I can package this up and send it to the chief. I didn't record this, but I believe the presentation is recorded. But yeah, I can send you this packet as well as any additional information you might request from me.
Thank you.
Well, Dan, I thank you so much. This was a wonderful presentation. I look forward to you coming on with the village. I'm interested in it. I'm praying that the board do agree with it. It will help us in a number of ways, especially with fly dumping. That's one big issue here in town. Now we can catch people and they can stop doing it. And then also with the police department in itself. So thank you again for coming on and giving your presentation. Hopefully you'll hear from us by next week. And thank you, Chief Collins, for putting this on and bringing some kind of structure to the village police department.
What you said, Nurse Petty? They acting like they got crime? They acting like they got crime over there. They ain't even got crime. They acting like they got a big city with crime. Hey, man, you never know what could happen anywhere.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
And before Dan leave, can I ask a question?
Yeah, shoot.
So I see it's a 5-camera minimum, correct? So when we do make the decision, we just need to keep in mind that it'll be the 5 cameras minimum.
Yeah, that is a 5-camera minimum.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dan. Thanks, Chief.
Okay. Well, thank you, Dan. We'll let you exit off the Zoom now. I appreciate it once again. And I'll hear from Chief once you send him the package over.
Great. Have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thank you. Okay. Now. Okay. Ooh, this is a long meeting. Okay. So again, I'm just reminding the Board of Trustees, can y'all please get y'all questions and everything answered before the board meeting because it's 10 o'clock and it's too late. We need to be out.
So look, you hear the mayor. She's asking the trustees to please get y'all questions answered before the board meeting. She's asking the trustees to please get y'all questions answered before the board meeting because they have information prior to this meeting that they can get some of these answers because she's saying it's 10 o'clock. We've been here for a long time. It seems like these meetings doesn't have to go as long as it go, and it only goes as long as it go because these trustees don't do their due diligence before the meeting. So all the work that they should have done before the meeting, they do it in the meeting, which makes the meeting extremely longer. So trustees, I say, come on, man, do your jobs as far as that part. Let these meetings go smoother so there's not so much confusion. Do your jobs.
Okay. Ooh, this is a long meeting. Okay, so again, I'm just reminding the Board of Trustees, can y'all please get y'all questions and everything answered before the board meeting because it's 10 o'clock and it's too late. We need to be out of here literally within an hour of having the board meeting. So now to go on to our department heads.
So she's saying she's saying that we should be out of here after about an hour into a board meeting. This one is 4 hours long. So I see the mayor is saying that these meetings shouldn't be this long because some of the things that's being discussed in the meeting should have been discussed prior to the meeting so that the meeting could go more smoothly. And if I was the mayor, I would probably appreciate smooth instead of, because a lot of miscommunication and misunderstandings because of people not getting clarity prior to. So I think to avoid that, communicate before the meetings, and then the meetings will be smooth.
Thank you, department heads, for sticking on this Zoom call. I will start with Chief College. You want to go first? Get your report because you've been hanging on. So.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
All right, you're welcome.
Trustees, Madam Clerk. Okay, this is the statistics from the police department for the month of May. Traffic citations that were issued, 224. Village ordinance citations that was issued, 326. There was 105 total arrests, that is misdemeanors and felonies combined. Officers recovered 3 guns based off of traffic stops. And they also recovered a programming device that's used to duplicate keys to steal cars, which is a very good catch. If we can keep getting those off the street, maybe we can stop a lot of these car thefts. We conducted a roadside safety check on May 29th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. There were multiple citations and arrests that were made by the officers that participated. That was a very good.
I'm sorry, but this just made me want to think about what is our statistics? Man, I need to find out what is the meetings we have. I need to see one of our meetings for my state, for New York City, man. I need to see one of our meetings so that I can get an idea of how much arrests y'all did this month, and what did y'all find, and how much. Because I expect the number to be like, God damn, how much? What? Because this don't sound like a lot for a small. I mean, it's probably a lot for a small place, but New York is huge, so. I can imagine when they read out the numbers for a place like New York, what it sound like. I'm going to look into that.
Conducted a roadside safety check on May 29th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. There were multiple citations and arrests that were made by the officers that participated. That was a very good job on their part. Officers did conduct another walk and talk out in the neighborhoods. We received some positive responses and even for some feedback from a neighbor that said that their area had been calm since we did that walk and talk, and we will be planning more walk and talks out there in the neighborhoods. And actually, when Dan was giving his presentation, he spoke about an incident that occurred at Club O in the city of Harvey. So Thursday night, there was an incident where there was a large fight, and it resulted in a police officer being shot. That officer is okay. He's at home resting, but ask if you can just continue to keep him and his family in your prayers for a speedy recovery, and that he can get returned to duty as soon as possible. That concludes my report.
It's a village.
Thank you, Chief Collins. Is Public Works Superintendent Stacy?
Yes, I'm here, Mayor.
Okay.
You ready for me?
Yes.
All right. This is a Public Works productivity report for May 2021. Public Works has installed, checked, and repaired 33 street lights and 10 street signs. Public Works has installed 2 light poles on Sibley, and additional 5 light pole basins have been poured for light poles to be placed, new light poles to be placed. Public Works has cut down 28 trees and have trimmed 9 trees. Public Works has repaired 6 water shutoff B boxes and 2 water main breaks. Public Works has also restored 9 properties after water main breaks. The loader has done 40 debris pickups. Public Works has repaired potholes throughout the village, street sweep several streets and routes. Public Works has checked, cleaned, and repaired several sewers. Public Works has performed 4 emergency water shutoffs. Public Works has cut the grass and weed whacked 49 vacant and/or vacant properties or lots. Public Works mechanics have performed 1 job on 1 fire department vehicle, 3 jobs on 3 police department vehicles, and 14 jobs on Public Works vehicles, along with miscellaneous jobs that come into the shop. As a reminder, please put your garbage out the night before your garbage pickup day, along with any debris you may have. Note, Homewood Garbage Disposal has resumed yard waste and branch pickup as of April 1st. Make sure your waste is in brown bags and not plastic bags. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach the Public Works Department at 708-201-3280. Our business hours are Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. That concludes my productivity report.
All right.
Thank you, Superintendent Stacy. So next we have Housing Director Sharon Harris.
Good evening, Mayor and Trustees. For the housing report, I'm going based on the transactions that we received for the month of May. We had 18 as-is sale inspections. We received 27 escrow deposits. We received payments for 76 housing tickets. And we've also had transactions for 114 rental inspections, as well as 97 rental licenses. And we've also issued at least 64 transfer stamps. In addition, we've also received the transaction amount from ProChamps in regards to 53 vacant properties that they have justified receiving issuing payment for. That concludes my report.
Yeah, they definitely a small place, man. If they were to read off a report for where I'm from, they would have been like 100,000, 24,000. They would have been in the 20s of thousands.
Chief Pete McCain had an emergency to go to, so he's not on to report. And then I see we have Ron Smith here, our engineer. Ron, you can give your report. Ron, are you there?
I was hitting the unmute button, Mayor.
Okay.
Thank you this evening. I've been working hand in hand with the village administrator, Dorothy Brown, also Superintendent Stacy, on putting together the following infrastructure projects: a sidewalk project, a alley project, a roadway project. Currently, there's a lighting project in the works, and I've been reviewing the sewer videos with Superintendent Stacy, and also there was a grant opportunity available, and so for some sewer funding, so we try to take care of some of the sewers that are collapsing throughout the village. So those are the projects that we're aggressively approaching, whether it's through MFT funding or whether it's through grant funding, so we can start on some of these projects and address some of the village's infrastructure needs.
Tammy just finished eating. Tammy just finished eating.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Ron. Next, we have Code Enforcement, Brian Thigpen.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
As far as code enforcement goes, we have, for the month of June, we have written 165 grass and tall weed tickets. We have written 50 abandoned vehicle tickets. We have also written 47 overhanging tree limbs and branch tickets. We have written 17 stop work tickets. And just a point of information, with the Code Enforcement Division as well as the CSO with the Police Department, we are currently accepting applications for block club permits and community events. I have received several applications for the upcoming next 8 weeks. So if anyone wants to have an event, feel free to go online and download the block club permit at vo.dolton.org and just get it back to me so I can have the proper departments approve it. Also, I would like to mention that we are having a severe growth of alley grass and trees, and we ask that all residents please take heed. We are issuing citations for that. Just make sure that you keep the alleyways properly cleaned and trimmed up. That concludes my report for tonight.
Okay, thank you, Brian. That concludes all the reports here today. Just as though Brian stated, residents, please cut your lawns. If you do not cut it, you will get a ticket. Code enforcement is out. And also, please buy your, I forgot you, Will, I'm coming to you, Will. Please buy your village sticker for your vehicle. They are on sale currently, so you need to get here and get it. Will, you have the floor for Water Department.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to thank you, Mayor, for allowing me to serve with you and the trustees and clerk keys and the other department heads who have been extremely supportive. I want to thank Trustee Holmes, House, and Stevie for visiting the Water Department and seeing what we're doing and providing with their well wishes, and congratulations and having dialogue with me as to how to better improve and better serve the residents. So I thank you for that. And this shows me your willingness to support, provide feedback, and to collaborate with us for the success and betterment of our residents. And again, I thank you. And I encourage and invite the other trustees to come and visit our department as well. This is a department the Mayor's very passionate about. I'm passionate about changing that and pretty much putting that department back on track. I want to thank my team who works tirelessly every day serving the community during vehicle sticker season. And certainly I'd like to extend my thanks to all the residents who is on the meeting tonight, and those remain, and for those who have come out and have been extremely patient and understanding during vehicle sticker season. And for the residents who I've actually had the pleasure of speaking with, was extending their well wishes to you, Mayor, and our department, such as Mr. Williams, Ms. Silas, who stated that she would fill out the complaint and compliment form online or actually in our lobby. And she wants to give us her recommendations for improvements in the village and our department, and we welcome that. As well as Ms. Sanders, who asked that what are the chairs outside for? And I explained to her that they're there to accommodate the residents, specifically our seniors. If there are long lines, they can be seated until the next clerk is available to serve them. Under the Mayor's direction and leadership, she wants to better serve our seniors. And according to the 2020 census, we have estimated 23,000 Dolton residents. 27% of them are seniors, roughly 6,210 seniors. So we've accommodated them by having our drive-through facility open for vehicle sticker purchases only. We have trained clerks coming to the vehicles, assisting them with completing the vehicle sticker application if they need it, accepting credit card payments with an iPad so they can remain in their vehicles. If they have water bill payments as well as vehicle stickers or have other methods of payments such as checks, money orders, or cashier's checks, we ask that they pull up to the drive-through window and where a clerk is there who can assist them further. And for the seniors that choose to come into the facility, as I said before, we have socially distanced seating areas outside to accommodate them until it's their turn to be served. And also, I go outside into the lobbies. We want to thank the residents for the patience and waiting and providing an approximate wait time for them to receive service. Again, the types of payments that we can accept at this time, we only payments methods we cannot accept is cash and American Express. So if the residents cannot wait and they have the methods of payments that we accept in the village, we ask them to either go online, visit Dolton, their secure website at www.dolton.org, or mail in their payments or place it in the Dropbox. Also, during these announcements during peak time, the residents are asked to have their applications completed with the method of payment ready before getting to the billing clerk. This dramatically reduces the processing time at the windows. To date, we've sold 1,965 stickers, totaling 56,265. Now, this does not include the pet tags, animal tags, which are 53, which total 795. And as far as the metering is concerned, under the Mayor's direction, again, was passionate about turning this department around. So with collaboration of the village administrator, Public Works, IT, and other village department heads, we put together a comprehensive plan to dramatically reduce the water meter readings that are estimated. We are determined to put in place a process that will provide an accurate reading of the residents' water consumption. This plan is forthcoming. I've also implemented random resident appreciation days. On behalf of Mayor Henyard and the Water Department, occasionally I will go into the lobby and just hand out safety materials such as PPE packets, face masks, just to show our appreciation for our residents and just to also ensure that we're still in the midst of a pandemic. We have our other resident appreciation campaigns also forthcoming, and I'll be also reaching out to other department heads to get some of their suggestions as well. Lastly, I'd like to just say to the residents, please continue to be patient. We hear you. We have complaint and compliment forms online, and again, www.vo.org, and in our lobby encouraging you to let us hear from you in areas that we need improvement or what we are doing right. We have someone managing these inquiries and getting them to the right person in the departments to address and resolve your issues. So please be patient with us. We're putting together a comprehensive plan to answer all of your concerns. We're striving to be more customer friendly. We have upcoming customer service training for all of our clerks to build morale there with our clerks. We have daily huddles where we set in place what our focus is for the day, the things that we need to improve on, and just how to be more customer friendly, more customer responsive, and provide customer satisfaction is our goal. So I'm excited to be a part of this historic administration. I'm looking forward to serving the residents of Dolton. I'm passionate about it. I'm excited to be a part of this. And with that, this concludes my report. Thank you, Mayor. And this concludes our report.
Okay. Thank you, Will. So we're gonna move on to Mayor announcements. Woo-wee. I had a whole entire book for you, but it is 10:30. So I'm gonna get to the main points just so you kind of know what's going on, and then I will post under the new pop-up communications my entire report that I was going to recite this evening. But first, I want residents to know that things are changing in the village of Dolton. We have a plan, and don't forget about our transition meeting on June 30th. It's via Zoom, and it's a town hall meeting, so residents can say suggestions, give concerns about whatever their issues are. But first, I want to start with we implemented a new pop-up communications to residents. It's called a dashboard on our website. Please visit our website daily, and you will find important information on our website. Next, you can now pay for village stickers and pet tags on our website. This will save you time when you come and pick up your village vehicle sticker. Next, the answers to the citizens' address questions from the board meeting will be on the pop-up. I know we posted the last questions from the residents. To help us to address your complaints faster, please email it to us at complaint-compliment@vo.org. If you have suggestions for me, for my mayoral transition team regarding how to improve Dolton, please email it to suggestionsformayor@vo.org. Also, please sign up for email and text alerts on the new pop-up communications to residents dashboard. Okay, let me see. Just get to the main. So I got an 8-page essay. Oh God. I want to start by saying, again, I am having a virtual transition town hall meeting on Wednesday, June 30th at 7 p.m. Details on how to register for the meeting will be provided on our website.
Yeah, I'm gonna speed through this stuff to all these announcements. None of this stuff is valid, but
Commonwealth Edison would like to use the parking lot of the Melly Fitness Center as a staging area for their vehicles and equipment during the severe weather seasons for storms, hurricanes, and tornadoes. What this means is that the village of Dolton would have Commonwealth Edison in approximately for getting our lights turned back on during the outages. The vehicles and equipment will be used for other surrounding suburbs as well. Commonwealth Edison will send us an agreement letter to review and approve. They are aware that the village may be selling Melly Fitness and that they will have to establish another location or get an agreement with the new owners when the time comes. Commonwealth Edison also has a virtual STEM home lab program for African Americans and Hispanic students. They only have 100 spots. So far, only one Dolton resident or student has signed up. If a student participates in 3 of the 3 STEM labs, then they will get a free iPad. Please go to our website at www.vo.org and sign up. To the Dolton business owners, soon you will be receiving a letter from me concerning a virtual business meeting. It is important that I meet with you to determine what your concerns are and your recommendations for improvements. Let me back up. I missed one for Commonwealth Edison. Commonwealth Edison has approved the Village of Dolton for Come Edge Streetlights and Distressed Communities program. This program is free to the Village of Dolton. This means that all the street lights in the village will be upgraded to LED lights, which will be giving our village better lighting. Also, because we are getting LED lights, the light bill for the Village of Dolton will be lowered. The vendor being used has already completed work for Robbins, Burnham, Country Club Hills, Hazel Crest, Fort Heights. The vendor is one of their more experienced vendors, production distribution companies. Okay. We are in discussions about having resources on our website for residents, such as a job center, where people can log on to find available job listings of the products and services offered by the Village of Dolton businesses, and listings of services offered by our non-for-profit agencies. Too often, people in need do not know where to go. We want to be a resource for the residents. All the businesses and agencies will be properly vetted. As you know, I have asked Police Chief Collins to have his officers do foot patrols in our neighborhoods in an effort to stop and help prevent the violence. To bring awareness, it is going to take all of us to stop the violence in our village. I have organized a Stop the Violence March. It is going to be on Saturday, June 26th, which is coming up soon, guys. Make sure you register. Registration will start at 9 a.m. and the march will kick off at 11 a.m. And this will go from Food for Less, and we will walk to the bridge and meet Thaddeus Jones on the bridge, which they are starting from Peaks and meeting us in the center. So please join us for the Stop the Violence March. And then also there will be other surrounding towns that will march with us: Riverdale, Dixmoor, Phoenix, and Harvey.
Shout out to the chat.
Come out and march with us. So I am super excited about this next thing I'm about to announce. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I'm ready.
The Dolton fireworks are back. We are bringing back fireworks to the Village of Dolton. The Dolton Park District and the Thornton High School 205 District, and of course Thornridge High School are all working with us to put on a fireworks display. It will be Friday, July 2nd at Thornridge High School.
The display will be in the football field, so feel free to come out, bring your blanket and chairs, and enjoy the fireworks show with your families. It has been over a decade since the fireworks have been here in town. And I would say, residents, I thank you for all your accolades as it relates to bringing the fireworks show back. I know you're happy and excited to have it, so am I. I know a lot of us go to other communities to watch the display, and I'm like, why can't we do it in our own backyard? So here we are. Next, ComEd continues to offer financial assistance for past due energy bills for customers. While funding lasts, whoever can demonstrate a financial hardship, here's the program. Residential special hardship program up to $500, nonprofit special hardship grants up to $2,000, the CHAMP program grants up to $1,000, and small business assistance grants up to $1,000. Please keep your eye on our website because it contains very important information. Again, the website is www.vo.org. Now that I announced the good news items, I need to bring some things to everyone's attention that is very serious. So pay attention, guys. Before I start, I want y'all to know that COVID is still a threat to our health. I'm asking that everyone follow the CDC in the state of Illinois and wear your mask when required and get tested. I'm also asking everyone to get vaccinated. Please, please, to protect yourself, your family, and everyone else around you. I know we all want to stop wearing a mask. No, my baby don't like it, but we have to all get vaccinated. So if you need help with any of that, please reach out, guys. You can talk to Clerk Brown. Currently now we're working on bringing a truck out to vaccinate our town. So if you haven't done so and you want to, please reach out. No one, whether they are a resident or a non-resident, should be taking over someone else's land and using it regardless of the purpose. So just so you're aware, I'm not against any community involvement activities. If someone wants to do something like a project such as the community garden that was displayed over the weekend, you need to do your checks and balances and make sure that the property is yours, that you own the property. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot go and put a community garden or anything on someone else's land. You must find out who the owners are and make sure they either agree with what you're doing or ask permission. So currently, community garden, we're trying to find out who owns the land, and I'm putting it on the record so you guys know. I'm hearing several different people, whether it's the village owns some, the mayor, Roger owns some, the land bank owns some. So I did advise the attorneys to look into that and tell us who owns which parcels. So I'm just making that clear because I see people popping up with community gardens and just taking over land that do not belong to them. So I would hate to be the bearer of bad news and say you have to remove the garden. So I'm asking you guys to please do your checks and balances, ask the village if need be, and we will help you find whoever the owner is and make sure that you're putting it on something that you truly do own. Most of the times when people buy property, you do get a survey. It tells you where your property line begins and where it ends. So I want you to take heed to that, residents, and make sure that you're not caught taking over someone's land. Next, Board of Trustees and also residents. I need everyone to know and understand there is no trespassing at the old village hall. I have been getting reports that someone is trespassing in the old village hall, whether you are an ex-employee or resident. I don't understand how or why you're going in village hall or how you got code for that matter. So that's why I said you could possibly be an ex-employee. If you're caught trespassing, we will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law because you cannot go in a government building. Number one, unannounced. Number two, not even invited. So please know that you will be arrested. So I just want you guys to know that. Next, it was brought to my attention that someone who is a former Village of Dolton employee is wearing the Village of Dolton uniform, and that is considered impersonating a Village of Dolton employee. You cannot do that. Once you have been fired, you no longer work for the Village of Dolton. You cannot speak for the Village of Dolton. You cannot put logos or anything of that nature on your clothing. So if you are doing that, I would advise you to stop or get rid of it because you do not work or represent
What
the
is
village.
happening?
So again, please, if you're doing this, take heed to the warning. Anyone caught impersonating the Village of Dolton as an employee when you're an ex-employee will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So that
Yo. You said slow it down? All right. All right. We got 10 minutes left in the video anyway, so I'm gonna let it play.
prosecute to the fullest extent of the law because you cannot go in a government building. Number one, unannounced. Number two, not even invited. So please know that you will be arrested. So I just want you guys to know that. Next, it was brought to my attention that someone who is a former Village of Dolton employee is wearing the Village of Dolton uniform, and that is considered impersonating a Village of Dolton employee. You cannot do that. Once you have been fired, you no longer work for the Village of Dolton. You cannot speak for the Village of Dolton, and you cannot put
Computer crashing. That was my computer crashing, which has been happening way more than anything. So, I'm gonna have to do some tests, some diagnostics on this. But let me finish this video. We got 10 more minutes in the video, so let me finish let me get to the last 10 minutes and we'll get out of here and I'll check out what's wrong with this thing. All right, y'all ready? Let's go. Are you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, good. All right. I'm gonna have to run some diagnostics. All right. All right, let's go.
ex-employee or resident. I don't understand how or why you're going in Village Hall or how you got the code for that matter. So that's why I said you could possibly be an ex-employee. If you're caught trespassing, we will prosecute to the fullest extent of the law because you cannot go in a government building. Number one, unannounced. Number two, not even invited. So please know that you will be arrested. So I just want you guys to know that. Next, it was brought to my attention that someone who is a former Village of Dolton employee is wearing the Village of Dolton uniform, and that is considered impersonating a Village of Dolton employee. You cannot do that. Once you have been fired, you no longer work for the Village of Dolton. You cannot speak for the Village of Dolton, and you cannot put logos or anything of that nature on your clothing. So if you are doing that, I would advise you to stop or get rid of it, because you do not work or represent the village. So again, please, if you're doing this, take heed to the warning. Anyone caught impersonating the Village of Dolton as an employee when you're an ex-employee will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So that is my bad news of information. But I just want to make sure that everyone had all the information going forward. I will post this on our website. If you have any questions or concerns, again, go to vo.dolton.org, and you can always contact myself or Clerk Brown if you're trying to reach the mayor's office with concerns or issues. That ends the mayor's. Nope, it don't. Oh, okay. I must be got y'all committees. So as it relates to the committee's appointments, Board of Trustees, as follows. Committee appointments for fire will be Trustee Kiana Belcher. She will be the chair. For finance, it will be.
Okay. She's announcing positions right now. Hold on. Let me slow it down to regular speed. She announcing positions right now. Hold on.
As follows. Committee appointments for fire will be Trustee Kiana Belcher. She will be the chair.
Kiana Belcher is the chair of the fire department. Lord of mercy. Hold on. Let me get my handy dandy notebook. Kiana Belcher is the chair of the fire department. It is what it is.
For finance, it will be Jason House for chair.
Jason House is the chair of finance. She's giving these people their positions right now, I think.
For public works, it will be Trustee Edward Steves.
Edward Steves is over public works. Okay.
For youth, it will be for chair, Brittany Norwood.
For youth, Brittany Norwood. All right.
And for Melanie Fitness Center, it will be Trustee Tammy Brown.
Melanie Fitness Center. And it'll be Tammy Brown. All right.
And for community police safety, is that we got that word right, Chief? Is that what you wanted to call it? Just public safety? Okay. For public safety committee, for chair will be Andrew Holmes. And also under public safety includes police and ASDA. We are bringing our ASDA program back, so it will be reported under that committee. That's the end of my reports. And then also Board of Trustees, I will email you everyone.
You know what? So now I get a better idea of why certain people would speak up for certain things and certain people might not speak up for certain things. Because of course, the whatever department you're over, you might be pushing for them to get certain things, no? So that helps give me some understanding of who might want what to go what way.
Sits on the committees with you. Just want to put that out so everybody can start working on their committees or talking to their chairperson so we can move forward. Before we adjourn, I know we had.
Now, you know what that also says? That if Kiana Belcher does not know what's going on with the fire department whenever something for the fire department is up for approval and she got a bunch of questions, that'll let you know that she's not doing her job. As well as, if something's going on with public safety and Andrew Holmes can't answer the question, or he got a bunch of questions because he don't know what's going on, is because he ain't doing his job. Because these people are the chairs of those committees, so they should be constantly keeping up with what's going on with those districts.
A couple things as related to executive session. So if any department heads are on here and you want to exit, you can now. I appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for everything you have done for the village of Dolton and our residents. I appreciate you as well. So before we go to executive session, we will go to citizens address. I just wanted to announce that you guys know that's all on here. We have to do 2 matters in executive session. So Barry, we are ready for citizens address.
Mayor, if I can I be recognized?
Citizens address.
For a quick moment.
Sure.
2 quick things that I intended on speaking on during maybe general announcements a little bit earlier. One is just a recognition to my brother, friend, the poet, Kevin Bowen, aka The Messenger. Congratulations on his appointment to Dolton Park District. His swearing in is on June 15th. So for all those that are familiar with him, give him a good congratulations. Second thing was I've had the privilege over the last couple of weeks of having many more conversations with Clerk Kim, and more so than I've had interactions I had with the clerk's office. So the amount of things that have kind of come through that office, and having come within 2 weeks and have 3 meetings and have all the meeting notes and things in place, I think sometimes we take for granted how difficult that can be. So wanted to give a shout out to my clerk, who's just sitting there as professional as possible. See, it's a little late. I'm slumping down in my chair, but she's still up. So shout out to Clerk Key. Thank you very much for that, Mayor. It was two quick notes I wanted to bring on a positive note.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So Barry, are you on? You're ready for citizens address?
Yes. Before I begin, I have to make a disclaimer. I think that the YouTube chat may be limited to 2 hours because after a while it started dropping off stuff that was at the beginning of the meeting. So all of that stuff I do not see right now. I do believe that if we go back, and review the video, we'll be able to see those comments that came up in real time to review those. But I do want to say, if I do not read your question, please send that question to complaints-compliments@vildolton.org so that they can get added to the list and be posted on the website for all of the answers.
Yes. And just a reminder, guys, your questions will be read into the record, and someone will email you regarding the answer, as long as you put an email address in.
So she started a new process, a different process of citizens address, where the citizens ask their questions, but they get their response through email, written response through email. So before, the citizens would actually get a direct response from the trustees right in that moment. But if you've watched any of those prior interactions, it'd be full on war, back and forths and arguments with citizens and all that stuff. So this mayor says she wants to cut that element out because of the chaos, and she says this is a more structured way. Some people don't like it, some people okay with it. At this point, I think they've gotten back to. I'm not sure if they've gotten back to actually answering them right there, but this is where she started implementing. Basically, you get your response after, instead of having a back and forth and what could possibly be an argument.
If not, it will be posted with our response on our website. All right, Barry, we're ready for you.
Okay. Were RFPs done for all vendors being used by the village? What is the date and time for the public hearing for the village fiscal year 22 budget? When will someone contact Ms. Lenore Woods regarding her call about a broken speed bump? Will Dolton have a summer job program for the 14-year-olds? When will the village be repaving the Ingle Place alleyway behind Melanie Fitness and the Dolton Water Tower? When will the speed bump for LaSalle Street be done? What is the code number for the ordinance that governs the special event funds, and where can a resident find the ordinance to read themselves? There's a lot of comments to go through. Can we ask our state legislators and county and federal representatives for emergency dollars for this safety hazard to our village? At least ask. Does the village not have an auditor or a compliance officer? I think this is in regards to that vehicle. Is it possible to sell the vehicle instead of repairing it and putting that money to good use? Will the cameras go out for bid? Who is chairing housing committee appointment? And that is it for what I can see now. And again, if I did not read your question, please send it to complaint-compliments@podalton.org.
Okay, thanks, Derek. Okay, so again, residents, if you chimed in and you put a question in a queue, we will respond to the question and post them on our village website. Next, can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So move. Motion to go into executive session for personnel matters. No action will be taken.
There's a motion and second. Call the roll, clerk.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Steve?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
And Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. If you could, Derek, everybody else connected, all department heads, thank you again for your time. I'll see you tomorrow and buy y'all lunch.
Good night.
Again, and let us know when
Thank
clear.
you. Good night.
Closed session.
So everybody needs to leave. Do we need to stop the live as well?
Yes.
Okay.
She said, I see y'all tomorrow. I'm buying all y'all lunch. Sounds good to me. All right. We're gonna wrap this up. Now, next time I see you guys, we will see the very next meeting after this one. Next time I see you guys, we'll be going over the next meeting after this, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll see, if the budget. So the most important thing that we expect to see in the next meeting is the budget. It's very important. As we know, it was stressed over and over and over in this meeting. So in the next meeting, we expect to see the budget. So let's see how that goes. And I hope you guys tune in. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. And time for us to end it. You guys can check me out on my other channels if you haven't already. For those who know, I'm gonna be going live on my other channels today. So tune in. And check out Ride NYC. It's gonna be a live going on Ride NYC. So check that out. And I'll see you guys on my next live. Thank you and have a great day. Take care. Sis is out the house.